Okay, got that working. Alrighty, time for the tier list. Hopefully this goes better than I'm hoping for. It's either going to go really well or it's going to go really bad. I'm hoping it doesn't go really bad. But we're starting an hour later, so that gives people on the Pacific and East Coast, or West Coast rather, to wake up a little bit better, since instead of me streaming at 6 a.m. their time or 5 a.m. their time, now it's 7. So that might be a little more helpful. I'm not willing to go much later than that in the mornings. I am an early bird, early dragon, words fail me. So I'm going to go ahead and set everything up on my end to get started with the tier list. I already have the table up. I just need to set up the Discord call for everybody else who's either VIP or mod. And that should do it on that end. So let me go ahead and get started. 1 second. Just 1 second. Of course, we say that, but you know how that goes. Alright, we're going to go ahead and keep the playlist up perhaps. Or maybe I'll turn it off. I don't know which yet. Let me just go ahead and move on one moment. Alright, first let me fire up Discord. Alright, I'm in the call. Just me right now, but you know how that goes. Okay. Turn that down to that, perfect. And with that in mind, we should have the call up. I should be up. Put the song to 24 negative decibels. Good, good. And let's see what we have here. Perfect. Alright. I'm not really used to using the chat up there, but for this, that way people can argue their case for games. That way nobody gets ignored or anything like that. This should work just fine. Alright, so now we can see everything, so we can go ahead and get started on this. Now again, I just want to reiterate for anybody who will be joining us, and I'm going to keep reiterating these rules because of the fact that we need rules, because without them everything's chaos. But I did point out in the schedule that there were 3 rules. 1, we're going to keep it to the game reviews. I don't want us talking about random shit, because I don't have a problem with that. But this might take a while to get through all of these games, and I don't want this being something that's going to take twice as long if we start talking about like, oh, you know, I had this party I went to the other day, or guess what happened to me yesterday, and it's like, no. These are going to take like maybe 5 to 10 minutes each, and there's 48 of them. So let's keep that motor running, because I don't want this to be an all-day thing. I don't want us still reviewing games at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, or I guess 2 Pacific time, 3 Mountain Standard. Second rule, if you're going to argue cases for why the game belongs in a specific tier, again, this is all in this is all in the pinned comment. Be prepared to follow up with facts and strong arguments. I don't want you saying things like, my feelings, my nostalgia, but Kouri, Ocarina of Time is like everybody's favorite game. Kouri, why are you shitting so much on Donkey Kong Country 1? Which I probably won't be doing, by the way. I'm just making these things. Like, please don't say something like, oh, this game is so nostalgic and that's all it is. And it's like, please be prepared to argue a case for the game. And, of course, no fighting. I mean, there's no reason for us to fight. We're all adults here. Most of us are over 30. So I really don't want that to be a thing that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this call up. And whatever happens, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that. Okay, I can see myself up there. So if Tito or anyone else wants to join, again, it's VIPs and mods only, as well as myself. Everybody else, you can either save up for the points for VIP down the line, or you can just, provide your stuff in the chat comments section, which, now that it's up, we can now see whatever you type, so you don't have to worry. Of course, if you type anything that's going to be derogatory or get me inflamed, I'm going to have to mosaic that shit, and you will probably be subsequently banned. But since I don't have that problem normally from my from viewers, other than the bots, then I don't think we have to worry about anybody pissing us off. So I'm done yapping my flap. Let's go ahead and... Well, actually, I'm not done yapping my flap. That's why this tier list is a thing now. So let's get started on it. First, I'm going to take a drink. Alright. Still a little early. I don't expect a lot of turnout. I mean, it's just me. I'm a nobody after all. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started with Paper Mario. We can always come back and we can always just review these games. And if somebody comes back and it's like, Kouri, why did you put Say, for example, I put Kirby... I'm not going to actually, put Kirby like in D tier or something, but let's say it was Kirby in D tier. And somebody's like, Kouri, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, what? Do you have a reason why it shouldn't be there? Yes, I do, Kouri, and you're being a bitch. Okay. Alright, first we'll start with Paper Mario. Paper Mario for me was like, this is the starting stream. This is where it all began. And again, I might have told the story before, that the reason that I began with this game in particular is because of the fact that it was a gift from my mom, and I just started streaming. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing slightly more than I did a year ago. So it was Paper Mario, and that was one of my favorite games of all time growing up. And when I look at it objectively, I still think this game holds up well. Because, it really set the groundwork after Mario RPG as being a really good N64 RPG game. Because let's face it, the N64 was starved for RPGs. It introduced so many lovable characters, and as far as Momo's concerned, Parakarry was there too. And the main thing is the fact that I keep coming back to this game like last night with the randomizer, because the fact that the main draw is just how there's so many mods: Black Pit, Dark Star, Thousand Year Door 64, Master Quest Jr., the randomizer, so much shit you can do with Paper Mario. It's like the Super Mario 64 of Mario RPGs. It's like there's so much to do. It's such a sandbox. And the game just really holds up well as far as entertainment value. Always a big fan of it. Always enjoy popping it in. It's the game that brought our family together when it was still around. And it's the game that brought the stream just, from the beginning. But the main thing is, I just think that this game is really good. I will admit that there are some parts on it that kind of are boring for me. I'm not very fond of Flower Fields. And I'm not really that fond of, say, for example, the, I don't really care much for, like, Chapter 2, because I don't like deserts. And I might have mentioned that last night. But that said, I don't think that should take away from the game. I think the game is polished. It's a good game. Plenty of love from the community. And to be perfectly honest, I always look forward to playing it every single time. There's never anything bad I can really say about the game other than a few small things. Personally, this one for me is an S tier, easy. Don't see why you would say no to that. I just really can't argue a negative case about it. This is Bowser's absolute best, too. He had everything in that. He had the Star Rod, he had the go fuck yourself moves. Nobody could touch Bowser. Except Mario coming along. It just felt like it was like the quintessential, Mario versus Bowser experience. No other parties getting in the way. You didn't have to worry about the Axum Rangers. You didn't have to worry about, like, Smithy or the Shadow Queen or any other third party. It's like, no. It was this Mario and Bowser absolute peak. Alrighty. Next game we're going to go over will be Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie. Now this game, for me, really love Banjo-Kazooie as well. I'm still on the Banjo-Kazooie ship versus the original. I just think that for me, the sequel rather, I just think that Banjo-Kazooie, I just like the collectathon placement. It felt more like an actual platformer with collectibles, without being overly collectathon-like. Of course, Rusty Bucket Bay is always a drawback for a lot of people because of the fact that if you die there, you have to start all the way from the beginning with the note collection, with the engine room. And I totally get it. I fucking get it. It doesn't mean that you can't easily beat the game, and I know Click Clock Wood is kind of a slog if you're going for 100 notes. I still think that the worlds are nice and varied. I used to be disappointed with Mad Monster Mansion, but as time progressed, I got more and more into that game, and more into the stages. It's still a weak one of mine, so is Rusty Bucket, but then you get Click Clock Wood, and everything's just better. I just feel like, everything about it just seems like it's just a collectathon done right in every single way. It doesn't feel like the worlds are too big. It doesn't feel like the worlds are too small, except maybe Mumbo's Mountain, but even that feels like pretty natural size for our first world. And Click Clock Wood is kind of massive, true. But remember, it's a 4 seasons level, so obviously it's going to have a lot of that to go against. But I don't think that necessarily takes points off. It's a fun game, it's a short one. My only gripe is the fact that if you want to beat the game, you are going to need to step up your game and get like 96% of all the jiggies, and that's kind of rough. Well, 94 actually. So that is kind of rough for people to have to go through. I don't think this game is necessarily difficult, though. It's a good baby's first platformer kind of thing. I mean, it certainly isn't as hard as Tui, way over here. So, for me, I mean, I feel like it's at least a high A, maybe low S. But, I really do love Banjo-Kazooie. I think I'll put it in A rank, but I'm not going to do too much with this high A, low S shit. It's going to be more like, okay, everything left to right is obviously S. So if something's better than Paper Mario, I'll put it there. And what have you. Alright, next for me is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Alright, so for me, Kirby, I really enjoy this game a lot. This game, again, if anybody cuts in the middle of my Discord ranting and all that with the tier list, they can always just join in. I mean, it is up for debate. I know Griffin's working like that and everything like that, but, you know, some people would probably join in if they wanted. But for me, yeah, I was just a really big fan of Kirby 64 growing up as well. But when I look at the game, even today, it's like, I think the game is fun. It introduced the ability to, you know, use multiple copy abilities at the same time, which for some reason they just never brought back in Kirby games. Like, it's kind of like the Mario Kart Double Dash of Kirby's, where it introduced new concepts that were just never brought back. Like, when can we use the multiple copy abilities again? When can we use the needle bomb copy, and then you can just, you know... You can't do that. You can't have that anymore. You don't get the little exploding shuriken or anything like that. That's gone. Now it's just one power-up, which kind of sucks. But that doesn't mean that the game is not good. I look back at it and it's like, well, I mean, some of the combinations that you need were kind of frustrating. And sometimes I do think it has god-dang-it moments as far as, you know, which power-up you need. Because there's over 30 of them. And the thing is the fact that it's kind of hard to remember, oh, you need this one. Some of the platforms are colored. And if they're colored like black and green, then you know you need Cutter and you need Bomb. But sometimes it'll be like, okay, well, maybe the platform is like the Molten Rock one where you need the skate ability to get over it. Okay, but it's brown, and nothing suggests that color scheme, so you kind of have to infer. So there's a little bit of assessment to do there, and it can be kind of frustrating. But as far as the game is concerned, it's easily an A or an S for me. I wish it were longer. It's easy to do, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, you know, between this and Kazooie, I mean, if I pick between them, I think Kirby 64 has a slightly better soundtrack with some of the music on it. Just find myself listening to that a lot more than Kazooie. But at the same time, for me, Kazooie is a better platformer overall. Ah, man. Already we're getting into this heated debate. Well, okay, it's not a debate, it's just me. For now, anyway. But, I guess for me, I probably want to say that Kirby is, between these two... I mean, if I really think about it, I love them both. But I really do feel like Banjo-Kazooie has a lot more going for it as far as, like, you know, variety. I mean, it's got more content, it's a longer game. It's got more to live off of, it's got more memorable characters as opposed to just Kirby and everybody else is just joining him. Although, admittedly, I still think that the Fairy Princess, the Fairy Queen is still cute. Definitely adorable. Wish I had a plushie of her. Speaking of fairies, it's time for Panel de Pon. Alright, so Panel de Pon for me, grew up with this game as well. I played Tetris Attack because I didn't know about the original, but this is basically Tetris Attack, so we're just going to go ahead and say this is also Tetris Attack. Only difference is girl fairies as opposed to Yoshi characters. It's the same damn game, wake the fuck up. It's like Doki Doki Panic and Mario Bros. 2 USA. It's the same game. Don't bitch. For me, though, I really enjoyed Panel de Pon. I thought the game was a lot of fun. I still think it's a lot of fun. I have to admit, though, looking back at the game after all these years, it's fun, but when you really think about it, you don't even have to go through all the modes to unlock everything. And there are other Panel de Pon-like games, such as Pokemon Puzzle League and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, that I think just did the game more justice. But it was the first one, so there wasn't anything before this. This was like the very first game in the franchise. And when I look back at it, it's like, well, the characters are memorable to me. I mean, you still don't fuck with Flare. Even a year later, you still don't fuck with Flare. And the thing is the fact that, you know, you have a bunch of fairies, and I know a lot of people don't like that. If you take a look at the Tetris Attack characters, that's all Yoshi characters. That's really cool and all like that. But for me, I just think that as from a gameplay perspective, it just makes a lot of sense to just really put it up maybe like a B or an A. I don't think there's... I mean, I think it's fun, but if you're good at the game, there's not really a lot. I mean, we streamed this way back in May, and Jazz was there, and he saw me just decimate the game in like an hour and a half. There was really not enough content. It's a solid entry, and it's a solid game, and a great puzzle game. I wouldn't put it in C because I just feel like, you know, as far as the characters are concerned, it does have a lot of really interesting stuff. But I have to admit, you know, as far as the gameplay is concerned, it does have a lot of modes. It does have a lot of challenge in it for new players. But if you're just really good at the game, you can pretty much blitz through this game very quickly. And the plot is an excuse plot. It's just basically Lip's mom tests her to make sure that she doesn't suck as the next ruler. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's just kind of a dumb plot. I can't defend that. That's a dumb plot. Just dumb. D-U-M-B. So, that's a thing. But it's fine. I mean, as far as games are concerned, I think it's a B. And somebody can always step in and be like, Kouri, why did you put Banjo-Kazooie in A instead of S? So, I'm waiting for somebody to jump in on that one. Alright, next I'm going to go with Mystic Heroes. Boy, Mystic Heroes. I want to love this game more. I mean, playing both the PS2 and the GameCube version, I realize how much better the PS2 version is in a lot of facets. But at the same time, I think to myself, you know, it's just... The game, survival mode, you just beat it, and that's it. You never really have to return to it. And multiplayer mode is fun with friends, otherwise there's not really much of a point in playing it. So a lot of the different game modes to me just seem like they're just kind of eclipsed by the fact that they just do not have a lot of replayability. Like, how often are you going to go to survival mode once you've beaten that survival mode difficulty? If you beat all 6 survival modes, are you ever really inclined to go back for any reason, other than high scores? It just doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I also think that when it comes to the game modes, it just seems like there's a lot of extra stuff on the PS2 version, which does bump it a bit, but at the same time, it's like, as we saw the other night, mission mode is ass, because as good of an idea as it was, there were only like 6 or 7 different missions, and some of them got really crazy with the completion requirements. Like how some of the missions, you barely had enough time to beat them, even if you used overpowered characters like Kai. Or there was also the fact that when you went in there with characters that, you know, were not overpowered, you still ended up with you still got washed either way. So it's like, well, what do? You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And if you try to use some of the characters and try to set them up, it's like get 100 hit combo on a small group of enemies. That's not too easy to do for a lot of people. And then, you know, I like that they added more content with the PS2 and the mission modes having things like, you know, Ariel doing the race. That was neat. Didn't expect that kind of switch up in gameplay and story. Or at least gameplay, rather. It didn't really have a story behind it. It was just bonus content. I think as far as rating them, if we just put the GameCube and the PS2 side by side, I never really felt like Mystic Heroes was anything more than an obligation to get through. Less so about a game that I absolutely wanted to play. That's probably why it was regulated to only being played around holiday seasons. It just felt like it was just lacking a lot in terms of like, because you beat the game story modes for Shiga and Lonnie and Tai and Naja, and then what? And then what? You can just keep playing it forever just to keep bolstering your characters, but that's it. I had a lot of fun as a kid, but at the same time, it's like, we cannot deny that this game is very repetitive. And a lot of these extra content modes are just eclipsed by the fact that they're either kind of like a one-and-done thing like survival mode, multiplayer-dependent like versus mode, or they're just completely butchered or ignored for certain ports like the GameCube's lack of mission mode. And while I think that the PS2 did add some extra flavor to it, I just don't think that it was enough to really bring it more than maybe a high C or a low B tier for me. I just don't feel like the game was really that much fun to play. I feel like every time I played it, I enjoyed some of it, but honestly, it did feel as though it was grating with a repetitive playstyle. And at the same time, you know, I thought, well, Panel de Pon at the very least was a one and done. It didn't overstay its welcome, but I felt like Mystic Heroes did kind of overstay its welcome. And mission mode really needed some more work. because some of those challenges you basically had to exploit and cheat the game, and it just didn't feel like it was doing much. What was that?
Hey, bro, it's me.
Hey, numbers. Keep in mind, we're just going over the game reviews. It's just about the game reviews. Remember the rules.
Seriously, now that I think about it, what you were saying about Mr. Heroes now I'm not so sure if I want to get it.
What, you think it belongs in a different tier?
No, not that. I mean, like, what about when you were describing the game and everything? I'm not so sure if I want to play the game. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, the game is fun, but at the same time, it's like, oh god, there's already a bot. I mean, the game is fun and all, it's just the fact that, you know, at the same time, it's just, it just doesn't hold up as well as, like, Paper Mario, for example. Like, I just don't find it as fun to play as Paper Mario. It's still fun, but after you beat the 2 campaign modes, I mean, it's either go back and do those over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, or you've pretty much done everything worth doing on the GameCube version.
See, that reminds me of the game I once had. It really drove a trace back much,
but yeah, I didn't know if you had another take as far as C tier, if C tier sounded fine to you. I'm also just waiting for more people to join us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't sure where else to put it. I thought C tier was fine. It's not horrible. It's not like, oh god, there's a game on here I know is going to ostensibly go into D tier for me, and we are not anywhere near it yet. But I'm just saying that there are going to be games that I'm just going to look at and be like, why did I play you? Thinking back, you were just a slog to get through. You were so boring at times. Oh my gosh, I never want to play you again on stream. But Mystic Heroes is okay. It's okay tier.
Seriously? What? Oh, turn it inside out. Alright. Thank you.
It's... I think it's a little hard to make out what you're saying because I don't know if you're away from your mic or something like that, but it's getting kind of choppy.
Sorry about that. Just trying to... I don't know. Just woke up and trying to get up early, trying to get my body. So, yeah, I am a little bit away from my mic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I tried to make this 10 in the morning because I wanted people to join us rather than it just be like, just me talking for the next X number of hours. But yeah, I just didn't know if you had any other placements. It's like, oh, maybe Kouri, you should put Paper Mario in a different tier, or maybe Banjo-Kazooie should be in S tier.
I think some of these games are pretty awesome. And besides, if I had met you when we played Paper Mario, our friendship would have never bloomed.
Yeah, exactly. And we just came back to Paper Mario last night. It's going to begin and end with Paper Mario. All roads lead to Paper Mario. It's Rome. It's Rome, Italy. All roads lead to it.
I just can't believe that the first time that I met you was back in 2022 when I was visiting relatives in Georgia. I just came to happen upon your channel, and there you were. Just about to beat King Goomba, and you didn't know what to do, and boom, I gave you advice, and boom. Just like that.
Yeah. Well...
Oh! That growl. Sorry.
It's all good. But yeah, Mole Mania. I don't know if you've ever played Mole Mania.
Mole Mania? No, I don't think so. But I think if I remember correctly... Oh, what is it? One of my OC characters might know that game. I think it would either be Opal or Sonya. I know one of those two grew up with that game.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that. Oh.
Yeah, I think one of them just started chatting about it, and boy, did that start getting a little bit on my nerves. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, Mole Mania is a fun game. I beat it in one sitting. I think that was the Memorial Day stream that Zydrate was there for. The thing is the fact that I think back to Mole Mania, because initially we met her at Thousand Year Door, but the reason that Thousand Year Door came after Mole Mania on this list is because I don't know if you remember that I tried streaming Paper Mario, but then I ran into that graphical issue with my capture card. And then it caused the rave bar to happen, and it was very epilepsy-inducing, and I said, no, we can't upload this on YouTube. That's going to be an epilepsy warning. We're going to have to do that with more qualitative video content.
My gosh.
Yeah.
I think I remember that. That's terrible.
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, that was almost a year ago now. But yeah, Zydrate, technically this streamed before Mole Mania, but since the first stream didn't count due to that capture card being a piece of poop, I had to buy a new one. And then we had to delay Paper Mario until the new one came in, so I streamed Mole Mania instead. And Mole Mania... I'm sorry?
Gosh. You had to delay it? Do you know what I had to do one time? I was doing this Barbie as Rapunzel game, and then all of a sudden, when I went to go back to do it, as soon as I clicked on that magic paint box, it opened and it was empty, and I'm like, great. Now I gotta delay this, postpone this game, play through, and think of something to do.
Yeah. So that's where Mole Mania came in, and I streamed this game Memorial Day, and the thing is that I thought it was a fun game, but when I go back to it, I realize how difficult some of the puzzles were, and how cheap some of the bosses were, and how it just felt like it just went on and on because of the fact that, you know, the first 4 worlds are pretty easy to get through, and then when you hit World 5, suddenly it just jumps quite a bit in difficulty, and by the time you get to World 7, it's like, oh my god, will you please just end my suffering and just make it end? It's funny, but at the same time, it's definitely a puzzler that I think is just, it's marred by the fact that it's just so obscure, and that a lot of people just don't really give it enough love, and at the same time, I think, well, I'm sorry?
Really? They don't give it enough love? That's kind of like, didn't you say there was one game that didn't get a remake and wasn't also not given a lot of...
Skies of Arcadia, which deserves it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It does.
Yes, it definitely does. I remember when we started, and the first thing you said about Alfonso is, why is he so hot?
Oh my god. I can't believe it. Why do I always fall for a bad boy? Because you always... Kitty, zip it. You got a boyfriend of your own. Well, excuse me, princess.
But when we focus back on the games, I think that Mole Mania definitely does not really deserve to be any higher to see to me. I think it's a great game, but I also understand the reason why it's not so well known is because of the fact that there are just a lot of frustrating puzzles, and it just doesn't really make for engaging stream content. Hey, Jazz, you're also welcome to join us in the call if you want. But
Jazz, good.
But I really don't think that Mole Mania deserves anything higher than C tier. I don't think that it belongs in D. I think it's okay. I don't think it's good or great or God tier. But I don't think it's bad either. I just think it's like a game that you'll play and be like, yeah, this is fun, but it's not going to be something I remember in 30 years.
Yeah.
Now, let's go ahead and get into a really delicious one. Paper Mario, 1000-Year Door. I'm not even going to fucking rate it before I put it right into S tier. We know where this game belongs. It belongs in the fucking S tier. I mean, it did everything the first game did right. It built upon it. It expanded upon it. And the remake just made so many things better, like the fact that you had that quick travel system and you didn't have to keep running around back and forth without having warp pipes that took you places. I'll be here listening to the review while I do my morning routine. Okay, Jazz. But yeah, Paper Mario 1000-Year Door, the remake, we're talking about the Switch remake. But even if you put that against the original, the original still holds up. But the remake, oh my god, it was so good. And the fact that they added more super bosses and a little more content was just icing on that cake. It was nice.
It was fun to watch.
Based
cool.
S tier Paper Mario is absolutely based, Isaac. Hello, Isaac. Paper Mario and both Paper Mario stand tall in S rank. Both of them.
Hello.
But yeah, definitely a high S tier. I think 1000-Year Door is a tough act to follow. I mean, the Paper Mario was wonderful, and the randomizer, like I said earlier, the randomizer, the mods, the Dark Star, 1000-Year Door 64, and Black Pit and Master Quest. I mean, this game gets so much attention. It's like the Super Mario 64 of RPGs. And then 1000-Year Door, for some reason, got the remake, and I'm like, why don't we get a Paper Mario remake? You did this one so well. I'm sure you could do it well with Paper Mario Original. This one deserves a remake too, Nintendo.
Come on, Nintendo, get your act together.
You still haven't played it because you dumb? No, you're just probably busy, Isaac, but you really should pick up the 1000-Year Door. I guarantee you there's a reason both of these are in S tier. I'm not shitting you. I've played Paper Mario 1000-Year Door for over 20 years. I know what I'm talking about.
Impressive, bro. That's impressive.
Paper Mario 64 was so good. I'm telling you, Thousand Year Door took everything that Paper Mario did and did it even better. It even made some of the party members more enjoyable to play as. It added more puzzles, more content. The remake has super bosses that the original did not have. It also had a quick travel feature that made it easier to get around and it wasn't so backtracky. But whenever anybody thinks about Paper Mario and they ask which is the best Paper Mario game, it's usually Thousand Year Door that pops up. Although I love Paper Mario Original because it makes such good randomizer and speedrun stuff. Paper Mario 1 is just so good to play around with.
It truly is, my bro. It truly is.
Next,
Let me guess, Pooh. You want to give it to your son for Christmas this year, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
yeah, it's a good Christmas gift, I'd say. Kirby 64 good in comparison to the other Kerbos, or do you just really like Kerbos? I mean, there's not really anything bad about most Kirby games. But Kirby 64... It introduced the multiple copy ability. It wasn't too long. It didn't feel like it overstayed its welcome. It just felt... It feels to me like with Kirby 64, it's like Mario Kart Double Dash. You know, it was very experimental. It tried a lot of new stuff that worked. And sadly, they just scrapped it, but that doesn't make it a bad game. I would want to put it in S rank, but I don't think it deserves that. I think at least high B or low A for Kirby. Maybe mid A. I don't think it's like S tier. I don't think it stands as high up as Paper Mario, but I don't think it's a bad or mediocre or meh kind of game. I've only really gotten to the Painter Girl and got distracted. By the Painter Girl?
Oh, the Painter Girl!
Yeah, Adeline. Adeline. She paints things that come to life, yeah. Adeline's great.
Yeah, me and my friends were playing, I think it was like a remastered version or something. And I remember, like, as we were going through the game, we were, like, picking different allies to choose from, and I remember being her. It was very interesting, really, and fun.
I mean, if you have any other opinions of these games, Isaac, we can always try to bump them if you have a compelling argument to make. Until then, I'm going to move on to Mario World, which I don't think Isaac knows this game at all, because when I was playing it in when I was playing in the Archipelago, he was like, "What the fuck is this?" So, and then I realized how old I was, considering this game came out in 1990. So that's on me. That's because I'm old.
Oh, a 90s game.
I can't young it. I'm youngint. So, as Quite would say, I'm youngint. I played World once. Oh, okay.
Very nice.
But, I mean, Super Mario World, I mean, putting nostalgia aside for a moment, I look at this game, maybe World 2. You mean Yoshi's Island? Yeah, Yoshi's Island is later. That's much later down the list. But, I mean, we'll get to that when we get to that. But right now we're looking at Mario World. And when I look at Mario World now, with no nostalgia whatsoever, not a massive 2D Mario. Yeah, exactly. It's not really a massive 2D Mario. I mean, Pitch Horsa was in my chat before. He's one of my VIPs, and he pointed out, it's like, look, the game was very short, but it was also here just to be like a launch title, just to demonstrate what the Super Nintendo was capable of. No, trying to think how far I got. Oh, you're not a massive 2D fan. Okay, I understand. Understandable.
Oh, yeah. Understandable, too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there are some really good 2D Mario games out there. I mean, Mario 3 still stands the test of time. But when I look at Mario World, I'm not going to compare that to Mario 3 right now because we haven't played Mario 3, but we'll get to that eventually. But Mario World, I really like the whole world map thing, but I got to be honest with you, looking at the game with absolutely no nostalgia thoughts whatsoever, even though I've been playing this game since like 1993, 1995, I look at this game and it's like, look, the game is fun, but it's also really one of those games that you can just pretty much like obliterate in 5 minutes if you know where to go. Like, it is short. Was that?
Well, that's true what you're saying. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, because you can just go straight through the Star Road and just immediately just end up right in front of Bowser's Castle and beat him in just literal minutes. Some people speedrun this game in like 10 minutes or less. It's your pizza would take longer to get here than it would for you to beat Mario World.
I could never do that.
Is that a flaw? I'm just pointing out how short it is. I mean, when I look at the game, it's like, first of all, it is a shorter Mario game. But when I look at the gameplay value of it, it's fun. I look at all the different levels, and I feel as though when it comes to level design, a lot of the areas did seem kind of flat in design. Like, there was a lot of areas that just, to me, lacked a lot of depth. You didn't have, like, it didn't really utilize a lot of different themes for a lot of different levels. Some of them did have different themes. Some of them had things like the flying green Koopas and Vanilla Secret. But when I look at a lot of other levels, it just seemed like some of them were kind of samey, and I didn't recognize them until after I started up the level, as opposed to, you know, if you play some other games like Donkey Kong Country games where you know what you're expecting in every level, like Minecart Madness, you know what you're going to expect. It's minecarts. But more importantly, I just think that the level naming is just really bland. Like Vanilla Dome 1, Vanilla Dome 2, Vanilla Dome 3, Vanilla Dome 4, Donut Plane Secret, Donut Secret 2. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe they should have worked on that. But the game is fun. It's a good baby's first platformer kind of thing. Kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, but on a 2D plane. I think the game is probably at least an A or a B tier for me. I don't think it's like S tier. I don't think it's on Paper Mario level by a long shot. But I don't think it's a bad or mediocre game. I think it's a good game.
Happily agree.
I'd probably
at least extreme go-kart racing.
I mean, I'd either put it above Panel de Pon and under Kirby 64. I don't know if I'd consider this B or A. It's kind of rough for me. Like, on one hand, if I put the nostalgia away and look at the game, it's like, it's fun. But the bosses are kind of letdowns. They're too samey. I mean, literally, you only have like 4 different boss fights. Ludwig is the only creative boss of all of them that doesn't have like a duplicate. And the Bowser fight is considerably better than 3's, but it's also not like the best Bowser fight out there. And I don't know. I feel like maybe low A is good, or high B. I don't know. A or B. One of those two. Numbers, you got all quiet.
Yeah. Because I found a certain pearl that fell off a pearl necklace.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. That's okay. Let's
In
go
the
to...
box.
Now, next one in the line is Pikmin, and when I'm going to talk about Pikmin, I'm going to talk about the GameCube Pikmin. We're not talking about the Switch remake, we're not talking about the Wii port, I'm talking about the original GameCube retardation. Oh my god, they fell into the water for the 9th time, and now I've lost 300 Pikmin this single day. Pikmin 1. The most frustrating OG Pikmin. We're only looking at the OG Pikmins here. The OG ports, the GameCube versions of both. But I gotta tell you, when I played this game, it's like the AI is so fucking rough to get through. It's just so bad because the Pikmin will just inevitably run themselves off of a bridge into the water and basically find ways to suicide in the most asinine ways possible. The game's AI in the GameCube version is buggier than the Amazon rainforest. The game is rather short and lacks a lot of multiplayer appeal, any multiplayer appeal really. And it doesn't really have a lot of bonus content. It's just beat the story and then you're done unless you want to do like the high score challenge mode. But yeah, it's rough. It's not bad. I mean, I'd say it's higher than Panel de Pon. Definitely a B tier. Didn't think GameCube to Wii had much of a jump in AI. Well, I mean, there is the Switch version, Isaac, because they had the Switch Pikmin 1 and 2 that came out a few years ago. But yeah, at the very least, because the Wii, if memory serves, you actually had a farther throwing distance, and it was a little bit easier with the controls. But the GameCube Pikmin was definitely one of those games where it's like, let's test this franchise and run with it and see where it goes. Never played the Switch one? The Switch one I've never played either. I've only played the GameCube, and the GameCube is the roughest of the rough of them. Definitely the buggiest one.
I think a few of my friends might have played this version.
Yeah, but for me, I think the Pikmin one, the original GameCube, only the GameCube one I'm looking at. The GameCube one is definitely, it's definitely a rough game. The controls and the AI definitely keep it from being a solid A entry, or even S. I think it's just lacking too much. It was the first game though. I'm giving it that benefit of the doubt. It was the first game, but if you play it thinking it was the only Pikmin at the time, going back to it after playing like Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 3 and 4, definitely a really rough Pikmin AI to work with when your Pikmin are basically lemmings doused with alcohol. Wii 1's definitely an S, but I don't know how much different the GameCube is. Definitely harder, more stiff controls with the GameCube at least.
I like that description, bro. That was a good description.
Pick 1 is still your favorite after playing all 4. I mean, I don't think Pikmin 1 is bad, but again, I've only played the GameCube one, so maybe that's also a biased take. But we're looking at all the games based on the platforms that I stream them on. So, say for example, Thousand Year Door, I could take the original into account, but I played the Switch remake on stream. So we're only looking at the game platforms that I streamed on. as opposed to all the other ones. That's why Pikmin is here instead of up here, because I'm looking at the GameCube version. If I played the Switch version or the Wii version, it would probably be closer up to here.
Yes. True.
And speaking of original hardware, now we come up to N64 Ocarina of Time, which is probably going to be the one that either spears me on the internet on a pike, like Egoraptor was, or I'm just going to go ahead and give an honest take, and I'm not going to put nostalgia on the table. So, yeah, Isaac, you weren't here for this, and this was like the first time I ever played Ocarina of Time, so I have absolutely zero nostalgia for this game. So when I look at this game, I can look at it as objectively as shit. Ocarina solid B-. Oh, damn, Isaac. That's in the chat. Isaac is like, fight me, motherfuckers. Isaac's ready to take on the internet. Isaac versus every single fucking purist on Ocarina of Time ever.
I can imagine.
I mean, I look at the game and it's like, again, I don't have any nostalgia for this game, and I wish Zydrate or Griff were here for this call because I know they defend this game a lot more than I would. I don't think it's a bad game at all. Like, I played it, and I gotta admit with you, there's a lot of shit in there that the game will not fucking teach you. And I watched Blizzarska also play it for the first time. He struggled so fucking hard just to get through the Deku Tree like I did, and I said, okay, so it's not just me being stupid, it's bad game design for some of the earlier segments because you're not really taught, okay, maybe the flaming stick is not going to destroy the cobweb, or spiderweb. Maybe Link's tiny boy mass is going to fall on the spiderweb and crush it with his weight. But, yeah, I mean, really. Every Zelda game is between C- and B+ for you. So Isaac's just, he's like, the Zelda games are okay, but it's not like I jizz all over them or anything kind of feeling. Like, you enjoy them, you don't glaze them, is what you're telling me. And that's fair. I'm not glazing Ocarina of Time either. I mean, I'm still looking at this, and I'm looking at this from the eyes of someone who played from 1998, and I'm like, look, I can't deny what the people are saying. The game is solid S. I wouldn't put it above Paper Mario. You're not going above 64 Paper Mario. You're not that guy. He might be that guy. You're never going to be that guy to me. But, yeah, I look at Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, they did a lot of shit for a 1998 title. This was the N64 version I played. This is not like the DS port. This is not like an emulation. This is like solid N64, real hardware, bare bones shit. The kind you'd play if you were born in 1998. This is what you would be playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and when I played it, I was like, you know, there's just so much rough stuff with it when it comes to navigation. I think that if it was a little bit more with Navi, if you just... Zydrate says, you know, the game didn't hold your hand. Okay, well, there's a difference between holding your hand and basically being really rough for new players. This is not a game that I would recommend streaming for a first-time playthrough. I would definitely recommend you play this on your own,
yes,
as opposed to... Yes, thank you. As opposed to trying to stream it. Because I was so fucking lost, and Jazz will tell you how many times I got lost because of the fact that the game just did a piss-poor job of trying to give me any sort of context clues as to what to do, and Navi was about as helpful as tits on a nun. So...
Jeez, I can imagine that.
Exactly. But when I look at the game, from all fronts, I have to admit, it had a lot of dungeons. I like the whole, you know, elemental theming. You know, you had the fire dungeon, you had the forest dungeon, or the forest temple, rather. You had the temple of water, you had the temple of light, shadow, time. I mean, it did a lot of good shit, and it was a good 1998 title. If I had grown... Yeah, Dino Fairy. You were the Dino Fairy. Yeah, that was... I remember that tweet you made. But when I look at the game, it's like, the game is not a bad title. I think that, you know... For me, personally, I think that the game really is a good S entry, because I think that Ocarina of Time, I can understand why people love this game so much, because of all the things they did right. My nitpicks with the game are mostly solidified with, okay, maybe if they did a better job of at least explaining what they wanted to do. It's called Antipiece. It's like with Mario Brothers 1-1. You know, that level teaches you the controls. If I went into, like, the Deku Tree and fell through a spider web, and that taught me, oh, if Link falls on this thing from a height, that'll destroy it. You know, was the Fire Temple your least favorite, or is your opinion wrong? I mean, that's a great thing about opinions. Every opinion is wrong. Otherwise, they'd be facts. But,
Sorry. Next time, I keep telling you to hold your weight on, and you don't listen. Sorry.
Are you all good?
Yeah, except my business partner here just lost her wig again.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I look at Ocarina of Time and I just think to myself, like, okay, this game, it's a good game. Like, as many complaints as I had with, like, you know, this level should have really introduced this mechanic and taught you how to use this mechanic. When I look at the game, it's like, no, this game is a lot of fun. And it was fun to play. And the thing is the fact that the small complaints that I have, again, if you really want to take a better look at it, just don't stream it. Play it on your own. We're in the year 2025 now. We can look up stuff if we need to. This is not like 1998 where you have to get Nintendo power. We have technology. Also, Tsundere Fish. Yeah, fuck Rudo. Also, my least favorite temple was the Forest Temple. I got so fucking lost there, and as much as I like the winding hallway, it was just such a chore. It took me like 2.5 hours to get through that with help. Jazz will tell you.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, that was a really frustrating level, but at the same time, it's like that doesn't take away from the fact that I thought this is a fun game and a good experience. I was like, you know, it's a lot better than a lot of the other Zeldas, but yeah, it does check out. Yeah, the Forest Temple is a rough stuff one. That's a frustration station. Harder than any other temple I've had, but I have to still admit, you know, this game is definitely not beginner friendly. Period. This is kind of like when you play, you know, like when Zach's playing the original Fire Emblem. It's rough around the edges, and if you're so used to playing newer Fire Emblems, you're gonna go there. You could probably get your ass whooped.
Imagine.
Yeah. So this is like the last Zelda game in the era in which Zelda decided to fuck you over and basically say, hey, you're either gonna learn the game and you're gonna explore the hell out of it, or you're just gonna have to fucking deal with being a bitch. It's like, all right, damn. Big boy Zelda over here with the big biceps, and then we get Wind Waker, and Wind Waker was just so much easier for people. But yeah, I think that Ocarina does deserve its placement. I mean, that's just me not knowing the game and just not looking up and playing the game ahead of time. But how can I play a blind run through if I've already played the game before? That defeats the purpose of playing it blind. So
Oh, that was an excellent question to ask.
yeah, really. So, needless to say, as far as I'm concerned, my gripes don't take away from the enjoyment. And for what it did in 1998, this game did a lot of amazing shit for the Zelda franchise. So, I'm not glazing it for nostalgia. I'm glazing it objectively as somebody who's played it for the first time. I think this game is a great experience. For me, personally. But again, it's a tier list. They're always going to be subjective. All of them. Every tier list is subjective. There's no right or wrong. It's opinions. All opinions here. And now on the subject of opinions, Skies of Arcadia Legends. Now this for me is rough to place because it definitely is an S tier title for me. And I'm sure Jazz will quote me on this when I say, yeah, Jazz, see why this game deserves a remake? This game was so fucking good. I mean, granted, trying to go 100%, I would not recommend going for 100% completion. But beating the game, definitely worth a playthrough. This thing is like, goddamn, it's like what RPGs today wish they could be. This game is so fucking good. Specifically,
dude, I mean, the bass reactions were awesome. Were just awesome.
Yeah. The music is dynamite. I mean, granted, the Dreamcast version, which is not Legends, this is the GameCube port, but the Dreamcast version has better music, but also has like 3 times the encounter rate. So if I played that one, it would take me like twice as long to beat. So I was like, no. I don't want to spend 80 hours on it for a better music quality. But, you know, I played Skies of Arcadia, and it's like, this is just one of those games that you just want to show to your friends. The game that deserves a remake. The game that never got the remake. Announce a remake for the Switch 2. If they announce a remake for the Switch 2, I will shit a house.
Oh,
but as for placement, it's definitely an S-tier title. I don't know if I can put it higher than Paper Mario because Paper Mario has too much versatility. Skies of Arcadia doesn't really have all of that. I mean, I don't think it's higher than Paper Mario. This is there's a line right here drawn between Skies of Arcadia and Paper Mario that is basically a difference of night and day. It's like, okay, on one hand, Skies of fucking Arcadia. On the other hand, Paper fucking Mario's. It's like, look, I mean, there's no way in hell that that the randomizer for Paper Mario and everything else that Paper Mario N64 has going for it could fall short of Skies. But Thousand Year Door does have everything Paper Mario 1 has, but better. So that's the only reason it's ahead of it. But, Skies Arcadia is like definitely my top 5 favorite games, but it is rough trying to get beyond this level. This is the line in the sand where it's like you have to go from basically being like S tier to triple S tier for me.
Yeah, and like I said, I'd like to do this one day with my final playthrough list. I'm thinking about doing this one day. And I had to admit, I want to thank you for the inspiration for it.
Yeah, you can thank Skies Arcadia and the games I've played. I mean, I didn't make the games. I just played them. But, yeah. I really do enjoy this game in particular a ton. A metric fuck ton. So, that definitely, to me, Skies Arcadia deserves S tier. Easy. This is not even up for debate. This is not negotiable. Again, the only reason the other Paper Marios beat it is because, Paper Mario Original has so much versatility. It has so much going for it. And, Thousand Year Door just took everything this one did and made it better. So, if this one's higher than Skies, then this one by proxy already wins. So right now, Thousand Year Door is reigning champion. But Skies Arcadia is so damn close for me. Maybe I should actually draw the line here. Like, this is S, this is double S, this is triple S plus. And this is just its own tier of godhood. Or they can both be in godhood. These two.
I can see that.
But next is Sunshine. I don't remember if you were there for the Sunshine streams numbers, because those were at night.
No, but I played it, but problem is, people, it's really, really hard.
It's frustrating, to say the least, because I took a look at the game, and coming back to it after all these years, this is the GameCube version mine, because I don't really have Eclipse or experience playing Eclipse or any of the ROM hacks or mods or anything like that. It's just straight original. And going back, it's like the blue coin joke aside, because you and Jazz know the blue coin joke, but putting that aside, I look at the game and it's like, this game, for me, just feels like it was not complete. And when I talked to Pitch about it, and he was in the chat, he said it wasn't complete, because that's why they had the blue coins. They were supposed to put in more shine sprites. But so we were supposed to have like maybe another 3 extra levels, instead of only having like 7 worlds to go to. And the thing is the fact that, when I look at it and when I play it, it is so frustrating to control sometimes, because sometimes Mario controls like he slid on his ass with butter and fucking, like, butter and oil all over his ass, and he's just sliding on his ass all over the place. So, yeah, I have
True.
It's
fun.
I'm sorry?
I really like it. It's true, it's fun, and besides, I think when I started playing this, there was one level that I could always ever complete. There was only one out of those 7 worlds that I could complete in one go. There was only one.
Which one was that?
I think it was Gelato Beach. It was so damn... I love Gelato Beach.
Yeah, the Gelato Beach one is pretty fun, since it's got the giant watermelon and everything like that. But yeah, I looked at this, and I was thinking to myself, like, this game is a lot more frustrating, and it's not so much anything more than the fact that the controls are very slick, and sometimes it doesn't feel as solid as Mario 64, for example. It feels like they went a step back with the controls, but took a step forward with the game and the world building. It's like, okay, but then you bring me the Pachinko machine, you bring me the lily pad one, you bring me the Chuckster one, and I think to myself, okay, you're docking points here. I don't think you're as meh as Mystic Heroes and Mole Mania as far as playability for me, but you're definitely below Panel de Pon. Like, I think that you really needed to work on yourself, Sunshine. If you get a remake, fix your controls and add more shines. The blue coins can stay.
I must agree on that one. Well, that's...
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody disagree or say, Kouri, I'm going to argue a case against. And I'm like, okay, fine. No one's arguing for or against right now, and that's okay. But next is Power Wash Simulator, which is technically my first FPS game. I mean, technically it's a shooter. Never seen Sunshine? You're probably better off playing Mario 64, honestly. I mean, Sunshine is not a bad game, but if you try to play that game yourself, Isaac, you're probably gonna hate what you're doing and just put the game down. like the game is enjoyable, but it does not have the same controls and smoothness as the N64.
Just like how I put Sonic Riders. It's not a niche.
Did you say Sonic Riders? Teddy has been asking me to play Sonic Riders, so...
Well, I mean, I saw my friend already played. It's not bad, but trying to go for all S and A ranks and like doing all the trick moves and stuff, it's not as easy as you think.
Yeah, I mean, if I do stream that game, we'll get to that review when we get to that review. But yeah, I think I still have Sonic Riders downstairs. I know what you mean. I played that as a teenager a lot. But when I look at Power Wash, that's the next game. Zydrate and I played this at first, and for me, it's like really hard to judge this one because the other ones are like you have story elements, you have controls, you have gameplay, you have worlds. This one's just cleaning stuff. I mean, it doesn't try to. It's like Liar's Bar. It's a card game. It doesn't try to be anything more than that. And I think that's what Az said when we played that together. This doesn't try to be anything more than spray shit with power washing equipment and clean stuff. It's enjoyable. It's not really... I mean, it doesn't really make for compelling gameplay. When we play it together, it's basically a podcast with washing equipment. That's all it is.
That's pretty funny. Cool.
I mean...
If
I think it's fun. I just don't think it's like A tier, but it probably, at least for me, if I just look at this game and enjoy it, how far would I say I enjoy it? I enjoy it more than playing Pikmin 1, but not more enjoyable than Super Mario World, so probably in high B. Like, it's a good game. It doesn't try to be anything more than it is, but it's kind of hard to grade it against all of these other, like, platformers and puzzle games and RPGs. It's kind of, it sticks out a lot in that. I have a problem with my headphones, so I can't hear you. Can you reply to me in chat? I will really appreciate it. Not sure if they're trolling right now with this.
Ew.
If you can't hear me, have you tried checking your headphone settings on your PC? I don't know about that one. I don't know if they're here to argue a case. They're just going to come out of nowhere and be like, hot take, Sunshine belongs in S. And I'm like, whoa, okay, wow. Where did that come from? All right, Numbers. It's time for the one I think that you're definitely going to have a voice on. Sonic Heroes. Here we go. And just like that, you got quiet. Oh, she left. Numbers left. Damn it, she left right when we got to Sonic Heroes. Oh, no. Maybe a thunderstorm got her or something. Alright, well, she'll come back in a minute. We'll talk about that. But I'm going to go ahead and continue with Sonic Heroes for the meantime. It's like, no doubt she's speechless. So I'll just keep talking. Now we have 0. Yeah. But, and then the Sonic music comes on when I talk about Sonic Heroes. So... my god with Sonic Heroes. I hope she comes back soon because I feel like she's going to say something about Sonic Heroes. I would never play Power Wash Simulator. I'm mostly here for commentary. Yeah, I understand. It's basically a podcast. But yeah, I look at Sonic Heroes, and going back to that game earlier last summer, I felt as though the game was just... I understand that a lot of people have their frustrations with the bugginess, with the difficulty of controls, with the fucking Team Chaotix missions, in particular. And, I mean, Pitch was there. He watched me just slog through, like, 9.5 hours of Team Dark in one sitting. A Power Wash Simulator theme just chatting. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, I look at Sonic Heroes, and it's like... some of it is okay. Team Rose is easy enough. Team Sonic is fun enough. Team Dark is long, and Team Chaotix, fuck you, whoever designed Team Chaotix. And whoever designed that Bingo Highway Chip extra mission, kill yourself. Okay, don't actually kill yourself, that was mean. But definitely fuck you. Like, genuinely go fuck yourself. So, I think that for me, Sonic Heroes, I have to put that one... I think the music is really good for Sonic Heroes. The multiplayer is not really much to sneeze at. It's not really that compelling. No one really cares too much about the multiplayer for this game, but the music is so fucking good and carries it very hard. Were it not for the music, I'd say it'd be like a C tier, but with the music, I'd say it's at least a B tier game. But, I mean, if you're only playing just to beat the game, that's fine with all the characters. But if you're trying to complete the game, mercy on your soul. Just genuine mercy. I feel as though it's... I enjoy it more than Pikmin. It's still not working, sorry. Oh. Where's that audio option? You have to go to your chat identity, right? And then you can just hit this. And then you can just do that. Yeah, I don't play... I do not. I've never played League of Legends in my life. Never played League, ever. Not once. Not one MOBA. Not League, not Overwatch, not Valorant, not... None of that. I've never played a single one of those. And, that's fine. But when I look at Sonic Heroes... If I were to, like, take these games and look at them and say, okay, which one of these do I want to play today? Nice, don't play that game. League of Legends is a cursed game. Fucking agreed. I don't know why they joined us on this tier list today. Oh, thank you, Tito, for the contribution. Now I'm having, like, 2 different conversations. But when I look at Sonic Heroes... thank God for that comment. What comment? Which comment? The one about League of Legends being a cursed game? It's like, thank you, we're all saved from League of Legends now. But, yeah, when I look at Sonic Heroes, if I were to judge this based on playability, it's like, where would I put this? I mean, I would probably have more fun than Power Wash with this, but I don't think I could put it above Mario World. Sometimes I have to look at this list and say, where would I put this game? Huh. Well, if I were stranded on an island, which one of these games would I want to play? And then Sonic Heroes just goes slightly above Power Wash. I think Power Wash, don't play, yes. But I think Sonic Heroes is slightly above Power Wash. Power Wash, to me, is going to be like the quintessential, definitive, medium game. Like, everything below Power Wash is, that's the dark place. Everything above Power Wash, the light touches, belongs to Pride Rock. Tell me your Discord username so I can show you my work. Okay. Please don't advertise art. That goes against the rules. We have rules here. Thank you, Tito. Thank you for backing me up. I swear, Tito's like our 5th mod. Tito's like Luffy. He's like the 5th Yonko. Alright. Alright, let's get back to it before I get more distracted. We're about a third of the way through this right now. We've already covered 14 games, so we're almost a third of the way through. Next is Reciteer. Alright. So for me, Reciteer, I think the early game is fun for Reciteer, but I think that the later game with like Crystal Nightmare and Lapis Ruins gets kind of bullshit. I won't lie to you. Numbers, are you there? I thought she came back on. Well, she'll pop in if she does. She'll probably say something about Sonic Heroes like, bro, why is Sonic Heroes in B rank? What the hell, man? But, Reciteer. The early game Reciteer for me is a lot of fun. I think, though, that when you get past the end game, when you play off the dead, the end game just, it really isn't worth it with the Geddon device and everything like that. It just seems too much of a chore, especially with, like, the 100 floor tower. And then they just throw, an obscenely difficult tower at you that's basically a challenge mode. I mean, the game is fun. It's definitely one of those play it, beat it, but don't complete it kind of games. You do not want to complete this game 100%, ever. Getting the item encyclopedia filled, you might as well pull out your hair. Too RNG heavy, not worth. I don't think it's more fun than Sonic Heroes for me. But, between this and Pikmin, I think I would rather play Pikmin a lot of the time, or even Panel de Pon. but maybe I would rather play Reciteer more than Super Mario Sunshine. This game can be kind of frustrating. Reciteer is not as bad. But, oh, you're back?
And what you were saying of, like, letting your, like, I don't know, pulling your hair out, do not remind me. Because I almost did that one time.
Your audio, your audio just went back to, like, 2008.
Sorry. I'm using my phone now, that's why.
Yeah, Jazz is saying it too. It's like it sounds like you're swallowing your microphone. I don't know if you changed your mic settings or if you're just getting too close.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, clearly the Lychee Bee is just not listening to our rules, and that is no bueno. So I'm gonna go ahead and time them out. Sorry, but no more advertising in my chat. Stop trying to talk to me about my work. Does it look like I need any more work? I've got transitions. I've got a baby dragon. I don't need anything from you.
Oh, people, respect. Oh, God.
But yeah, Numbers, there's something wrong with your microphone. You sound like you're eating it. Omae wo mo shinderu. And then Nani, and then they just explode out of chat. But yeah, you probably want to. I don't know if you touched your microphone or if you're going through a really bad audio situation right now, Numbers. But you sound terrible on the call.
Sorry, I'm kind of using my AirPods too. I'm using both my phone and my AirPods. I had to get off my AirPods.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear and make out what you're saying. Even chat is saying it. Like Jazz is pointing out that it's like it's hard to hear you, Numbers. I don't know if you can go back to your old audio settings because I can barely hear you and understand what you're saying. And while she's cooking on that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to A Link to the Past. I don't have enough English for this audio, Numbers. It's just, I think the audio settings you had before you plugged something in earlier were working perfectly, but if you plug something in like your headphones or something like that, it is not as good. It sounds worse. But I'm going to move on for the time being while she cooks on that. Sounds too far from the mic. It also sounds a little bit like It sounds kind of like hard to understand, like it's muffled. But Zelda: Link to the Past is the next game I'm going over. Now, I played this mainly because Griffin told me about it, and he said A Link to the Past is a really good Zelda game. And when I played this one, I do enjoy my top-down Zeldas. I enjoy the 2D Zeldas a lot. So I enjoyed this game quite a bit. It wasn't my favorite 2D Zelda. It will never hold a candle to me against Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time. Well, or Ocarina of Time is a good game too, but Oracle games. I think the Oracle games and Link's Awakening were honestly peak. But when I look at this game, it's like this game was a lot of fun, but it suffers the same thing as Zelda Ocarina of Time, where it's like, you know, the earlier Zeldas just have this problem where if you don't know where you're going or what to do, you will get horrendously lost. Link to the Past major flaw is that it just goes on too long. It does have 11 dungeons. Isaac is not wrong about that in the least. Sorry, I had to mute myself. Oh, it's okay, Numbers. Yeah, I don't know if you changed your audio setup, but you might want to change it back to what it was, because that was cooking. Plus, I was wondering where your take was on Sonic Heroes. I was like, you're definitely going to say something about this one, and I don't know where you went. Muffled, does Numbers have a webcam? Some have microphones built in and take over mic settings. Yeah, what Tito said. But for the time being, I'm going to go back to Link to the Past. Isaac's not wrong. 11 dungeons was a lot. And when I went through there, and it's like I did the first 3, and then Griffin said there were like 6, 7 maidens you had to rescue. And I said, excuse me, sir, what the fuck did you just say to me? How many dungeons are there? And he said, I think there's 11. 11? Most Zelda games have 7 or 8. You're telling me there's 11. Cutting at the least Ice Palace would make this game easier. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, for me, I think the worst dungeon probably was the Ice Palace, because I went down there not knowing that I needed to have a full magic pool in order to beat the boss. And then I had to backtrack, and there was also that key softlock that Jazz and I still joke about to this day. I mean, I think that it's a fun Zelda game that easily for me gets like an A rank, but I don't think there's anything in the world that's going to convince me to put this in S. Like, I think that at the very least, if I had to choose between this and Mario World, I think it's more fun for me than Mario World, because Mario World's just too easy to destroy. but I don't think it's going to beat Kirby. I never used the hint houses and such. Do they help you much? There was a hint house? Well, there you go, Isaac. That answers your question. I didn't even know there was a hint house. It's cool. It's fun. Sonic Heroes is great, but some teams have difficult levels. Yeah, that's pretty justified. I just put it in B tier. It's more fun than Power Wash and Pikmin, but I'd still rather play Super Mario World if I had to choose between these two, and I think Link to the Past would be more fun to come back to. Alright, next is one that I wish Gamer Pro was here for, because he's a mad Tulip fan. Now, nobody's going to remember Tulip that well, except maybe Jazz Numbers. But, Isaac, I don't know if you've even heard of Tulip. You might have heard of Tulip. Game Grumps played it like a decade ago. North of Kakariko and East of Home, I think. You know, I'm never going to remember that again. So next time I play A Link to the Past in some 1,000 years in the future. Because I played this game blind, I didn't know what this game was about. Both of these Zeldas, the older Zeldas, I've never played the older Zeldas. So Majora's Mask and earlier, I've never touched prior to streaming. So I've never played NES Zeldas or the SNES Zelda until recently. So I have no frame of reference for the earlier Zelda games, except Link's Awakening. That's the only exception. Ironically, that's the only one that doesn't have a Zelda in it. So that's funny to me. But Tulip is the next one to go over. Professor Layton series had those too. Puzzle House for some puzzles you missed. Yeah, I guess there was one for Link to the Past as well. From your comments, you never actually saw it. So Tulip was like this really very quirky puzzle-like game where you're going around as this poor boy who has to kiss the girl of your dreams, but you have like 0 Riz, and so you have to spend the rest of the game being a good person and helping out a lot of people, and then build your Riz up so you can basically kiss the girl. Right after you kiss everybody else in town. Yes, you have to kiss everyone in town. You kiss your neighbors, your doctor, your neighbor's dog, you kiss a monkey from space, you kiss an old man, you kiss a zombie girl, you kiss a man with a lion's head mouth fountain as a head. Yeah, you kiss every single thing I just said. None of that is 100% false. That sounds so cursed. It's cursed, it's really fucking funny, and it's actually a really sweet game. It is very difficult if you don't use the instruction booklet. I will say this, if you're going to play this game, look up the manual in a PDF file, because that's going to make the game so much easier. When I played this and I had the manual, it was like a cheat code. It was like playing with Nintendo Power. Or something. But yeah, the manual basically makes 80% of the game easier. But when I look at the game again, it's like, you know, I had a lot of fun playing it, but I'll be honest with you, some of this place that suffers from checkpoint starvation. Because there will be some fucking NPCs that'll just kill you in like one hit. Even in late game with Funny Bone Factory, where it's like you get hit by one enemy and you lose like 30 hearts of health. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And with Funny Bone Factory, you only have one chance to do all of it, or you have to start from the beginning. And that's so fucking bad. But if you're going to play Tulip yourself, play with the instruction booklet and play it on an emulator with save states. This is one game I endorse save states on. I don't normally endorse save states on anything I play. But with Tulip, I'll make an exception. Checkpoint starvation is a very real fucking thing with this game. And it is very rough in that regard. But it's still a lot of fun. Definitely a solid B tier. I think it's probably in the same vein as Sunshine and Reciteer. Probably in the middle of it. Maybe Sunshine goes before it, though. Like, I don't think I'd want to come back to Tulip that willingly. But I wouldn't put it in like the same levels as Mystic Heroes and Mole Mania, which are in this class, simply by the fact that I just didn't find, you know, I didn't find them to have enough enjoyment. Or maybe even put it in C, but I think B is fine. I think low B is good. But yeah, Tulip is a rough one for me. It was just rough because of Funny Bone Factory. Like, Scarecrow Field wasn't so bad. The temple wasn't too bad. The town was really good, but Funny Bone Factory is one of those cases where it's like, do everything perfectly in one go, or start from the beginning and get fucked. Just need some milk. One-shot games are valuable. Yeah. This is definitely one of those games. Yeah, not every game needs to be infinite, no. But this is definitely one of those games that just... It's a neat game to play. And you don't have to kiss everybody in town, but we went for 100% completion because it's not too different. But yeah, the Funny Bone Factory parts are just... Definitely use save states for that, if you're playing it. Because I would not recommend going through all that trouble without them. That was rough. It took me like a stream and a half just to get through Funny Bone Factory. It was bullshit. But yeah, that did kind of suck. But the game was not terrible. It just doesn't. I don't think it's ever going to be an A tier. It's hard locked in like low B, high C. I don't think I can put it any higher than this in my list. Now, speaking of one-shot games, Rock of Ages. One of those games you can just pick up, play it once, beat it, and just put it right back down. Game's definitely a lot of fun. Got a lot of references to like other shows and movies and media. Got a Matrix parody. You got parodies. I mean, the whole game is Monty Python-esque as fuck. It's comical. It doesn't try to be anything more than this. It's just a game where you just go through history and you roll a rock down into a tower wall and break it. That's it. That's literally the whole game. It's bowling and racing in one. It's actually a lot of fun. It's got skee ball mode. It has the dead multiplayer. Yeah, the multiplayer community is dead. I mean, this game came out in like 2010. So the multiplayer is dead in the water. I mean, a game that old, most of the time you can expect that to happen. But when I played the game myself last Labor Day, I thought the game was still a lot of fun. I think graphically it holds up pretty well for what it is for an old 2010, 2011 game. I think it still holds up pretty well from that. But don't go in there wanting the best graphics. Go in there just... It's one of those games where it's like you play it, you enjoy it, and then you're done with it. You know, it's kind of like a good snack. You just enjoy it, and then you just move on with your day. It's not one of those things to just linger on or just spend a lot of time. You can beat the whole campaign in like a few hours. I think when Jazz and I were... When I was playing it and Jazz was in the chat... Jazz, I think I finished in like, what, 4 hours? So it's like a 4-hour game. It's very simple. It doesn't try to be anything too wacky. It's a lot of fun. When I look at it, I'm trying to think. I feel like it's at least B tier. I would rather play this more than Sonic Heroes at times. But honestly, coming back to it, it's just kind of boring because there's not much more for me to do other than play the story mode. It suffers the same fate as Pikmin 1, where it's like, now that there's no multiplayer support, because multiplayer is dead as a doorknob, it's basically like single player only, and you can only do so much with that. Like, I'd rather play that over Power Wash sometimes, maybe actually less. Maybe slightly above Pikmin, but not quite above Power Wash. Like, I would rather play Power Wash because it has more content. Rock of Ages is basically just story mode at this point. It's got that, it suffers the Pikmin 1 curse. No extra content. But it's a fun little game. If it's on sale, I would definitely just pick it up and just enjoy it for what it is. But unless you can find people who want to play with you online, you're probably not going to find anybody playing this game in 2025. It's too late in the game for that, literally. All right, we're down to 2 rows left. Oh boy. Next is Final Fantasy IX. Maybe around 4 hours. Yeah, that's about right. I'd have to check the YouTube VOD. But it has been a while. So that's definitely a thing I've noticed. That it didn't seem like it took that long, honestly. So the next thing I want to go over is Final Fantasy IX. Whoop! I'm moving this around a bit. I don't mean to do that. But yeah. Next is Final Fantasy IX. Let me just move this down a little. Perfect. So, just like, again, a lot of these games I've never played before, and 9 is another case of that. Like, I've never played 9 prior to the stream, and this is the first Final Fantasy game that I've actually beaten. I have 6, and I have Crystal Chronicle. Well, okay, if we count the spin-off ones, technically Tactics Advance is the first one I've ever beaten. But if we're only counting main story, main numbered Final Fantasy games, this is the first one I've ever beaten. I do want to beat 6 someday soon, but for now it's just 9. And I enjoyed the game a lot. Like, it's definitely a solid A or even close to S. I think the game was enjoyable. I have to admit, though, I did not know what I was doing, and I ended up getting it all the way up to Kuja at level 35, only for Griffin and Zydrate to say, you should at least be 10 levels higher. Minimum. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not good enough? No. And then I could not beat the final boss. I was all the way up to the very final boss. I could not win. And then we had to put the game down for a week. And I had to come back and just booty blast the boss in my like level 70s and 80s. And be like, yeah, miss me, motherfucker. But that was just me not knowing what I was doing. I thought I could just cheese the game. Because somehow I made it all the way to the final boss with mid-tier cure spells. and I didn't even have a revive spell. And I'm like, I don't know how I got this far, but I shouldn't have. Needless to say, though, I just did not really know what I was doing at first, but I thought the story was good. I mean, I did not know. I've never played 9 myself. I only watched Vinny Vinesauce play it a few times. I've watched his streams of it, and it was enjoyable, but I retained none of the gameplay in my head. So, fighting the final boss, I had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't have any idea what I was doing for the whole game. But the characters were likable, even though Amaranth was there. But other than him, I like the other characters more. And Eiko maybe a little bit, but not very much. Kerfer hates Eiko, and that's justified. So yeah, I did not care for Eiko. I did not care for Amaranth either, but I did like the other characters, and I do enjoy a good RPG. As far as this game's concerned for me, I don't know if I can necessarily put it in S tier, but I think that it was a really good jump up in terms of quality. We played the PC version, so graphically it was superior. Even though at the same time I think to myself, well, I wish I could have played the PS1 version to get the authentic experience. But this was a lot of fun. I'd have to put it in like a solid A, maybe even low S below Ocarina. Unsubscribed, unfollowed, unliked, disowned. Damn, Griffin, what the fuck? I put it in an S, you big baby. Griffin's like, you didn't put a super S tier. Also, hey Griffin, good morning. And I got Tito'd. Jazz trying to instigate some shit. You're joking, obviously. Yeah. I mean, I look at the game and it's like, story, it's got the story. It's got Vivi in it. It's a memorable game. And I really enjoyed the hell out of it. But I did not mean to step into Necron's territory. Roughly at least 10 to 15 levels under-leveled. That was a mistake on my part. Now that I know what to do, I could probably enjoy it more next time I play it. But I still enjoyed it a lot, even though I had to grind like crazy with the Grand Dragons for like 40 levels. I really don't want to do that again. I don't think it's worth completing, though, for me, personally. I just don't really want to go through my trouble of going for 100%. Yeah, you don't have to explain yourself. I do, it's a tier list. I do, technically. Oh yeah, good luck 100%ing. Yeah, even Griffin's like, no. And he loves this game a lot more than I do. You have to beat the game in 10 hours. Yeah, I'm not going to try that. It took me like 40. I'm not going to try that. To get Excalibur, yeah, to get Excalibur 2. Electric Boogaloo. Alright, next is Smash Ultimate. I mean, Smash Ultimate, it's like, I feel like this is one of those games that I really don't even know if I have to explain myself. I mean, I don't really play Smash Brothers competitively, and I was never really a fighting game kind of guy. Melee came out back in 03, and I played the absolute dog shit out of that for like 4,000 hours. Probably put more hours in that than Phantasy Star, or at least close to it. But when Ultimate came out, I don't have anybody to play with, or I didn't at the time. And it's like, well, I can't enjoy this as much because I don't have anybody to help me keep the momentum going. And it has so much content in it. I mean, it's just... It feels hard to judge this one, too, like Power Wash. It's like, it's Ultimate. It's a Smash Ultimate. Everybody's just gonna be like, okay, it's a Smash Ultimate. I mean, where do I go from here? I mean, it's got a good roster. We had fun playing it with numbers and some people in the community. And thankfully, unlike Brawl, the Wii connection is not there, so you can actually play it at more than 5 frames per second, which is a nice touch. I like being able to play games faster than that. I don't necessarily think, though, that I enjoy it as much as I enjoy the other ones, simply by the fact that I just don't care to play it. Like, there's nothing left for me to do in Smash Ultimate. And it's not one of those games you want to start over from scratch, either. I like the days where fighting games used to be like, okay, you have to... Remember how the old Smash Brothers games were? Where if you wanted to unlock a character, you had to beat, like, a certain difficulty mode? Or you had to, beat the game with this character... or do adventure mode with this character, or break the targets in a certain time frame. Ultimate's like, just play the game enough, you get everybody. Yeah, but that takes kind of... I like it when fighting games make me do special challenges to unlock shit. I don't want it to just basically be like, oh, just beat the game doing this. Just play for like 100 hours and get everybody. But that's boring. And even though they added so much content, I have to be honest with you, I don't care about World of Light. Like, I don't care about that fucking story mode. Have to go to work now, have fun with the list, Kouri. Thanks, Isaac. Thanks for dropping in. It's a shame Isaac won't be here for anything else. I don't know if there's anything else in this list you even give a fuck about, Isaac. I don't know what your repertoire looks like. I'm sorry I haven't played Super Metroid yet, but when I do, it's going to be a blind run. And I'll probably let you know when I do that. But yeah, when I look at Smash Ultimate, it's like... I don't know, it's just like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but for me it's less than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's just, now that I've beaten everything in the game and World of Light is just there, and the Smash... I think back to like Smash Wii U and Smash 3DS when they had Smash Run, and I'm just thinking, it's like, yeah, story mode in Ultimate's so unfinished. It just doesn't... I've never really been a fan of the story modes in any of the Smash Brothers. The only exception is Adventure Mode in Melee. That was a lot of fun, because they tried so many different things with that. But... You know, they tried that again with Subspace Emissary, but it just seemed like it went on for too long. And when I look at World of Light, it's just like, fight these guys and win this challenge. And just do that 1,000 times. But it just goes on and on. I mean, I'd rather play this than Sonic Heroes most cases. I don't know if I want to play it more than Mario World, but I'd probably say it's at least like maybe A or high B. Like, I just can't... I can't find it to be, like, something I want to come back to that much, unless somebody says that they want to play with me. Like, if Jazz said, Kouri, let's just play a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I'd be like, that's fine. But on my own, I'm not looking to go after this game and play it myself on my own time. And I'm not one of those sweats who just goes out of my way to just go online and be like, let me just go ahead and try to make it into the Elite Smash. No, I'm not Alpha Rat or some shit. I'm not going to do that. So this is just a game that I'll come back to play with people, but that's it. Like, I'm not going out of my way to play this game on my own, and we'll probably never have a Kouri solo Ultimate experience. It's probably going to always be the Kouri and Friends playlist instead for Smash Ultimate. Now, speaking of games that I do not mind playing with friends, Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. If there was any game that spent more of my life into, it would probably be RuneScape at this point. But honestly, Phantasy Star Online... Blue Burst. Again, like I told Tito before, I did not have any experience playing multiplayer prior to streaming, so I still don't know a lot of stuff in multiplayer mode. But I have a lot of fun with Phantasy Star as a whole, and for me, it's like pretty much the only MMO I play to this day and ever will. Like, you can have your Final Fantasy 14s, you can have your, you can have your World of Warcrafts and all that shit. Just give me PSO. That's all I need. I need nothing more than that. And for me, it's like, I really love this game. I think it just... I mean, graphically, it doesn't hold up as well. It doesn't hold up now. Exactly. Oh, wait, you're talking about Final Fantasy 11's peak. But back in the day, you put 7 years of playtime in Final Fantasy 11. I have not played 11, personally, so I don't know. Oh, look, 9 music came on. So I don't know what 11 is like. Again, like I told you, Griffin, I have very little experience of Final Fantasy. I just never really grew up with it. I only had Final Fantasy 6 to play on the SNES when it was still 3. And I didn't know anything about Sabin's input commands, and Tito and I think spoke about that with the Blitz inputs, and I didn't know how to use them at the time. But yeah, I'm just... I'm not really wild about MMOs, but I have played a few in my day. Like Laetale, MapleStory, I've tried Wonder King when it was still around, RuneScape, obviously. I think I've tried Florencia, and a few other ones I can't remember, even crappier ones. Like, I also remember Fiesta was one I played, and one I can't remember the name of. I tried a lot of them, but none of them really stuck. But Phantasy Star is like the only MMO that I've ever played that just stuck with me after all these years. Because it's the only one that didn't change into something shitty. Like, remember how old school RuneScape... not old... Well, yeah, old school RuneScape's still around, but no, I meant old school MapleStory. Or if you've ever played Laetale, the earlier Laetale, before they started adding like a fuck ton of things, and just made it so it's like, oh, you reached level 200 in 5 minutes, good job. No, I actually like my challenge in my games. Now, Phantasy Star takes it a completely different direction. It's fine until, and I believe Lantis also spoke about this with us before, as well as Hasty Pastry, wherever they may be. And they pointed out that it's like, with Phantasy Star, the leveling gets bullshit near the end of the game. Because in the end of the game, I think we mentioned that was like 4 million experience points to get from level 199 to 200. Half of the game's experience points that you need to max your level is in the last 20 levels of the game. So I would not recommend trying to max out your level unless you really just like to play this game that much. But I still think it's a wonderful game. I always enjoy coming back to it. I don't think I could say it's, for me, it's better than Zelda Ocarina of Time and Final Fantasy IX for me to play and enjoy. If I had to say between which one of these I'd rather play more between this and Skies of Arcadia, though, that's a rough one. I do love Skies of Arcadia too much. The line is drawn right here. If you beat Skies of Arcadia, you're probably in like the upper echelon of S tier. Like, you can't be beat. That's the VIP section right here. I don't think anything's gonna top Skies or Paper Mario games. But I don't know. Phantasy Star Blue Burst, Phantasy Star game, the original Phantasy Star Online. I don't know, it could shove the line back a little bit. But it's rough to try and beat that one for me. Because that one's like my Final Fantasy 11 for you, that you have, Griff. That's my Final Fantasy 11 right there. But Stardew Valley is next. Stardew Valley, now we play with the boys. I don't know if we're ever going to come back to that. That's all dependent upon Zach, since he's the server owner. So I don't know if he ever wants to come back to that one. He does have his graduate program coming up in a few months. So he's probably going to be very busy with work and all that. And I can't do anything about the multiplayer thing because it's all under him, so he has control over the content farm. So there's a good chance this may either be on an indefinite hiatus or just completely scrapped down the line. I don't know yet. That said, though, Stardew Valley is just a lot of fun, but I suffer this problem with a lot of farming games, like Story of Seasons over here, where I'll play them, but I'll never get past like year 2. And next thing you know, it's like I just don't really find a lot of motivation to keep going because I just run out of things to do after time. So I'll keep trying to blitz through everything and min-max my shit on my own playthrough, and then year 2 will roll around and I'll be like, well, what do I do now? I did everything. The bundles are done. The stuff is done. The community center is done. Now what? Yeah, it happens to you too, Jazz, so it's not just a me thing. Good to hear. But yeah, this is when I look at Stardew Valley, though, it's a lot better than Story of Seasons. As far as, replayability and fun is concerned. I feel like after all the years of Harvest Moon and Rune Factory, Stardew Valley just does what they do, but better. And it just does it all right. And it just feels like it doesn't try to be too hard to be like a fighting game. It doesn't try too hard to be a farming game. There's a good balance with Stardew Valley. So Concerned Ape really cooked hard with this game. It's straight fucking gas. I mean, I would even go so far as to put in either A tier, like high A above Banjo-Kazooie, or somewhere in the S tier area. So when I look at the game myself, I gotta think, like, I don't think that I could really go so far as to go and complete the game like I could with, like, these two right here. But, for me, I would definitely enjoy playing it, but sometimes if I try to play it, I just get too into it, and if I walk away after a few weeks, I forget everything I fucking did. And I have no idea where I left off. But for me, I do enjoy Stardew Valley more than I enjoy a lot of the other games on here. But I don't know if I can necessarily say that I enjoy it as much as I enjoy Banjo-Kazooie. And probably not as much as I enjoyed playing these games for the first time. So maybe I would put it down here. Like, I think that the problem with me, climbs in the freezer and closes the door behind him. Tito's protecting himself from the backlash. No, I think that Stardew Valley is great, but for me, it's just it's a matter of the fact that once the problem that I have with farming games, it's probably just more of a me issue, is the fact that if I don't touch it after a while, I forget everything that I've done, and then I suffer from like this chronic reset syndrome where I just start the game over again and then just lose all of my progress because this game sometimes it's hard to remember what you've done. Other games, it's like, okay, well, all right, I finished World 5. Now I'm on World 6, so now I just start from there with like Banjo-Kazooie or something, or maybe I finished up Ribbon Star, so now I have to fight 0-2. But, with Stardew Valley, for example, it's like, alright, it's been a month and a half, I don't remember how many chickens, I don't remember how many cows, I don't remember everyone's friendship ratings, I don't remember where I am in the game, I don't even remember what my hair color is. And it just seems like there's too many things to remember. So it's easy to just come back after a while and just get lost in the sauce and forget everything you've done. And I fear that's going to be what happens with Zach, Az, and I when we come back to this game, if we come back to this game. is we'll come back after like a long hiatus, and then we're either going to not know what to do, or Zach might say, let's just start over and try out World 1.7 or some new update. And I feel like that might be the thing that happens with us. But, I find it fun, but honestly, I think I'd rather play Kirby 64 and just not have to think about all those extra variables and not come back to it and then just, like, drop it. And then come back and then drop it and come back and drop it, come back, drop it. That's why I'm trying so hard with Story of Seasons, because I want to be able to finish a farming game that actually has a definitive ending. I am trying with that. Alright, so the next one in line here is going to be... What's next? Oh, Okami. Alright, let me take a drink for Okami. Because I'll be honest with you, drawing those circles was not exactly my favorite thing to start. And a lot of that's just owed up to my setup. I should not have had the setup that I had. Like, it clearly was not designed for me to stream the Wii version. Sorry, I'm just putting down the cup. I have another drink here. Obviously, it was not made for me to stream it so close to my face. But when I look at the game, it's basically like a Zelda title. It plays just like a Zelda game. Those are called abstract circles. Yeah, abstract with like 15 sets of quotation marks, jazz. But, yeah, when I come back to... When I looked at the game and played it, the problem that I had is the fact that it felt as though the game, and Pitch also mentioned this, Pitch Horse mentioned this, the game seemed like it drug on too long. Like the whole thing, you're set up to believe that you have to take down Orochi because you're the reincarnation of Shiranui. And it's like, okay, that's fine. And then you realize that that's only like a third of the game. Then you have to fight the Ninetales, and then you have to beat the Ninetales, and then there's like these clockwork owls, and then there's Yami, and all this other shit, and it just feels like a fucking shonen anime where they just keep dragging out the final boss. It's like, well, okay, Yu Yu Hakusho. First he's got to beat the Saint Beast, now he's got to beat younger Toguro, now he's got to beat Sensui. Why does it keep going on? And there's no way you're going to tell me that, you know, Sensui was more enjoyable than Toguro, but I digress. The point is the fact that, you know, it felt like it drug on forever, and there are some points of it which just felt really silly to try and progress, like, when I had to learn a double jump move. Rather than the double jump move being somewhere that you would know it would be, it was with the move tutor. And you're thinking, well, that makes sense because the move would be learned from the move tutor. Yes, but nowhere else in the game was it indicative that he was going to teach you that move, because all of his other moves are combat oriented. And then you have one that's actually a field move, but at the same time, you never have to see him for anything else other than combat moves to upgrade. So it just felt a little out of place with that. There was also the fact that I had to fight Orochi thrice, even though Tito said rule of 3. I still don't agree with that, because Orochi happened to be the longest taking boss fight to get through. Maybe if I didn't have to fight him 3 times, it wouldn't be so bad, but he took so fucking long to beat. It was like a 20 to 30 minute boss fight, and there was 3 of those. It was like the Imprisoned from Skyward Sword all over again. And personally, I did not enjoy that. And while I can't say that it was necessarily the best experience with my setup, whoop, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. I can't say that was the best setup with the with the controls, but at the same time, if we just put that to the side, I have to admit though, the game is a lot of fun, and it definitely feels like a proper Zelda title. I would probably put this at least in A rank. I can't put this in S. It was not one of those games that just that hit me hard with the feels, and it wasn't a game that just gave me a fucking experience that I never experienced before in my life. But it was definitely a fun game. I just don't really personally like it as much as, say, you know, these big guys up here. Like, I don't think I can put it up there. It feels like a Zelda title, which is good, but it's also got some bullshit elements which are kind of bad. And the main bullshit element is just the fact that, again, it just came a lot from, like, padding. It just felt like there was a lot of extra shit that you didn't really need to put in the game. There didn't need to be 3 Orochi fights. There didn't need to be, like, I don't care if Capcom worked on or at least Capcom published the game. Just because Capcom published the game didn't mean that the arc had to be nothing more than a boss gauntlet. Was Dr. Wily busy that day? I don't know. But it's definitely at least an A rank, which is a great game. Not a superior game, but a great game. And then you have good games, and then you have okay games, and then this will be populated soon enough, I'm sure. Alright, next is Echoes of Wisdom. Now, we can say Twilis all day long, but let's be perfectly honest here. I think this game cooked pretty hard with the whole Zelda thing, but I'll be honest with you, I did not enjoy that as much as a game. I don't think it held... It didn't feel as enjoyable for me, and it's not because the Zelda thing, or Zelda playing very differently. It's because I felt like the game was too exploitative with a lot of your... It felt like you could break the game very easily. Like, we can joke all day about Twilis and the water blocks, but let's be perfectly honest, you could easily abuse a lot of shit in that game. And it felt as though wandering around... I just did not really get into it as much. Secret tier above, T for Twilis. Lord Twilis! Our goat, our god. He invented Twilis giving. But no, I just did not enjoy Echoes of Wisdom as much. It was okay, but it for me, it just felt like it just didn't feel as much of a Zelda game. And I think it's because, you know, half the time, you were just basically busting the game wide open. It just... I feel like they wanted to make it open world, but then they just continue to railroad you the same way that they railroad you with like a lot of other Zelda games, where it's like, go to this dungeon next, then this dungeon, then this dungeon. It's like you want it to be open world, but then you still basically restricted me. It's like trying to play Breath of the Wild, but then it becomes a Disney tour. It's like, okay, great, but how am I supposed to play this game more freely if you're basically, you know, regulating me to the dungeons? But more importantly, it's the fact that when I go through here and play the game, I just felt like, okay, the game just does not really feel as enjoyable for me. And maybe it's because I just don't have like the secret items, or, you know, the treasure chest with the secret tool of the dungeon. It felt like it broke away from the formula, which is good. But unlike, you know, unlike setting a new standard like Ocarina of Time, it just felt like it just, you know, it was like a discount Link's Awakening to me. Like, I just didn't enjoy it as much. I mean, the Twilis memes are great, but yeah, I just did not enjoy this game as much as I enjoyed some of the other games up here. It just... I beat it, and then I was like, you know what, we're done. I don't even know if I'll play it again. Like, I just don't think it was as much fun for me. I like the idea that they went with making Zelda the main character and giving her the Tri-Rod, but it felt kind of tutorial heavy and unnecessary in places. It kind of felt like a mixture of Skyward Sword and Link's Awakening, but only the bad parts of Link's Awakening in some cases. So I was not as fond with that one. But I do like Link's Awakening because it doesn't have Skyward Sword mixed in with it. So I think they probably should have just, like, pulled back when it came to, you know, Tri basically being like, let me just go ahead and add my 2 cents of tutorial exposition. I'm like, no, we don't need another Fi. Don't do this to me. Please don't tell me about my batteries. Please. Alright. Now for Liar's Bar. Okay, so with Liar's Bar, game does not have a lot of content, but it's still in early access. And I think they had Liar's Poker added, according to Az, and we did not get to play this game much. I feel like it doesn't really have a lot of content. And if you're only streaming this game and you don't have anyone to play with, there's really not much I can do with this. Like, maybe it has more content, I haven't seen it yet. For now, it doesn't feel like there's a lot to go off of. In all honesty, maybe it's because I haven't put a lot of time into it, but if you play the Liar's Dice and the Liar's the Liar's whatever card game they call that, outside of that, at the time, it didn't really have a lot to hold me in, and I really don't care about the gambling aspect. Like, I mean, what is it? It's basically like a game of bullshit. That's all it is. It's a game of bullshit, and I mean the card game bullshit, or whatever they call it in your neck of the woods. That's what they called it when we were kids. They called it bullshit. It's basically just that. It's Liar's Poker. But that's all it is. It's just, you know, once you played a few rounds, where do you go from there? It just doesn't feel like it has a lot of substance outside of that, and it just feels like the lack of substance keeps it from being anything higher. Like, maybe future updates will add more to it, but since we're grading this in the here and the now, we're going to have to keep it at this level until maybe they add more stuff in the future. But until then, it's going to have to be C, because there's just not much to go off of with it. it's okay, but I just don't think that, you know, it has any hype behind it. Didn't Balatro come out and it just basically was like gambling done right? I mean, I haven't played Balatro, but I'm sure Balatro would be much higher on this list than Liar's Bar. I just don't think that Liar's Bar is really quintessentially amazing or anything like that. I think it's just fun to play with friends once in a while, you know? But maybe it's just a me thing. This is my tier list, so obviously it's going to be very biased with my opinions. That's literally what a tier list does. Alright. Next is Banjo-Tooie. Okay. I might have said this earlier, Banjo-Kazooie. I still think Banjo-Kazooie to me is a superior platformer game as far as the collectibles are concerned, but as far as the Metroidvania aspect, Banjo-Tooie has this in spades. And Jazz will probably argue that it is will probably not argue, but agree with me that it is very fucking easy to get lost in this game. Jazz is like, if I have to go to Grunty Industries one more fucking time, I might scream. But, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I think it's a worthy sequel. The lack of collectibles does bother me a lot to this day. But when I really play it again, and when I played it last winter, I must admit, I had a lot of fun with it. But Grunty Industries? You never got lost, Kappa. Yeah, the Kappa definitely is. Yeah, I believe it. 100%, no doubt whatsoever. No doubt, no pressing X to doubt. But, I think for me, I think I like Banjo-Kazooie as a platformer. I like this more as like an exploration game, like it's a more open world game. So maybe it's kind of like comparing the teeth of two different beasts here. 1 second, I have to cough. Sorry about that. I was doing pretty well. But when I look at Tooie, I think to myself, okay, so I think it's more fun than Kazooie to go through. I think it's much more challenging, much bigger of a beast. But I don't know if I necessarily like it more. This just, to me, felt like it was more complete as a game. Banjo-Tooie felt like it was just missing some elements to it. It just, the fact that I don't have collectibles, or everything's in a note nest, bothered me a lot to this day. They're basically on neck and neck. Like, it's like Thousand Year Door and regular Paper Mario. They're here because I can't sort them better. That's a game I would need to spend countless hours to explore it myself. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like me with Ocarina of Time. You get lost in Tooie, I get lost in Ocarina, and then we bounce back and help each other complete these games. Because Tooie is very easy to get lost in, just like Ocarina was. So maybe for you, you'd probably, like, put Tooie somewhere else or something. It's like, yeah, Tooie gets me so lost. It's like Kouri with Ocarina. I'm just lost. I don't know where to go. But that's fine. Alright, Pikmin 2. I love Pikmin 2. I won't bullshit you on this. I love Pikmin 2 with all my heart. This game is so fucking good for me. I cannot deny it. Pikmin 2 for me is more fun than Zelda. Not quite Phantasy Star level. It doesn't pass that line. But if I had to choose between this and Ocarina of Time, I think I would rather play Pikmin 2 again. We beat it twice. No other game I've ever played in this list, other than Paper Mario here, have I beaten twice on stream so far. I mean, I don't count the episodes in Phantasy Star because I haven't beaten all the episodes. We beat this damn thing twice, 2 different challenge modes, and the challenge mode and 2 different gameplay story modes. Like, this is my favorite Pikmin game in the whole franchise. And I just love the fact that we just come back to the same planet. I think it's kind of dickish how we lose our ship that we worked so hard to pay off in the first game, like Griffin pointed out. Like, all the progress in Game 1 is just gone within the first 5 minutes of the story. And now we have to go back and try and get it all again. But with Pikmin 2, you know, the fact that if you're playing... This is the GameCube one I'm talking about, too. The GameCube Pikmin 2, when they still had the licensing for all the different products. So much fun. It's bullshit and a lot of... Hey, Momo, did you also want to join in and chime in about the tier list? Because Momo was like, what the fuck are you doing? You better put golf with your friends in, like, S tier, Kouri. I'm going to smack you. But good morning. Well, good afternoon, Momo. I didn't know if you wanted to join us for a little bit. It's mainly just me talking to myself, because no one else wants to join in the Discord. Griffin's at work, though, so it's understandable. I'm currently agreeing with stuff. Oh. So, if I were to say, for example... Oh, I don't know. Say I put Paper Mario down in D tier. Would you call in right now and be like, Kouri, what the fuck did you just do? Put that right back in S tier? Bro, what the fuck? Yes? You mad? I am in the treasure room. I am in the Discord. Momo's like, what the fuck was that? Just holds me at gunpoint. Fight. Jazz just wants me fighting with somebody. Jazz like, someone hit someone. Yes, Momo, are you there?
Why would you do that?
I put it right back.
Why would you do that?
It was just to get you riled up. It worked, didn't it?
I just got snacks.
You just got snacks. It's like I was just watching Kouri just try to do this stuff and agree with him. And then he put Paper Mario in D tier as a prank. And now I have to get on here and fucking like call the authorities on his ass. Don't murder anyone. See, Jazz already thinks you're out for blood. Oh, look. I think it's going slowly down the list. Oh no, it's down in D tier. How's it make you feel, Momo?
I can't do this anymore. I hate it here.
I'll put it back. There's no way I would put Paper Mario in 64 in anything lower than S for me. But I didn't know if you had any other, because I don't know which ones you played. Like Final Fantasy IX's up here in S tier, but I didn't know if any of these other games you recognize or you remember me streaming. Like Tulip with the evolved backwards dad.
Why is Tulip on B?
Why? Do you think it belongs somewhere else?
I don't know. I would say A because it's so unhinged.
It's so unhinged. I mean, it was pretty wacky. But, I don't know. I mean, if you played the game and you go through, like, Funny Bone Factory, it was just very frustrating to get through a lot of it without using, like, save states or something. But if you're playing in Unreal hardware, you don't have that, so... I'm judging it based on how I played it, which is on the real hardware itself. So we're judging the genuine experience without any sort of mods or save states or anything like that. But as unhinged as it was, I mean, from a gameplay perspective, I don't find it as enjoyable to play as, say, for example, like Stardew Valley or Paper Mario, as an example. Like, maybe not as much fun. I'm sorry?
Valid. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know if there were any other games here, like Pikmin or anything like that you're going to argue a case for. Other than me just putting Paper Mario down here just to fuck with you.
That was so rude.
It was so rude, but
so betrayed.
It got your attention, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. Because we're about to come up on golf. Golf is in a few games, but I do have like 8 more to go, and I know you have a stream in like an hour plus change. Yeah, because then you're going to play Thousand
You mean
Year Door.
plus change?
Well, it's not quite noon here, so it's not quite 6 p.m., so you have a little more than an hour.
Oh, I thought you would say something like, oh, because you'll be late anyways.
I mean, you said that, but I wasn't going to disagree.
How rude!
How long did it take for you to start it? Oh, let's go ahead and check the Discord announcements. 1 second, I'm taking a look. Let's see. General announcements. Here we go. Final Fantasy, scheduled at 1 o'clock, streamed 1:42 p.m.
That was because I wasn't feeling well.
Mermaid Wife. What the hell? Numbers what on earth? Alright, now is Wario World. Do you remember when I was playing Wario World last November?
Yes.
I don't know if you had any thoughts on this one, because I'll be perfectly honest with you. Coming back to that game, as short as it was and as frustrating as it was, it may be a lot of fun, but honestly, this one's got to be a C tier for me. Maybe, like...
And I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I just, I mean, it's
It
more...
looks very hard.
Well, I mean, it's not just that. It's the fact that the end game level was... A lot of people say that Pecan Sands is so well done, but when you get to that level, you basically have to exploit game mechanics just to beat it.
Ooh.
And, I was thinking to myself, like, this is a children's game. Why do I basically have to, like, BLJ in Mario 64 just to beat the game? Because it feels like it's got that same energy. Like, it's more fun for me than Echoes of Wisdom. Maybe. Actually, Yeah, I guess I could say it's more fun. Although the final, if you're gonna play Wario World, I would recommend playing only the Japanese version. You don't need a story. The story is simple. Wario's castle was ransacked, the gem took everything from him, and now he's gotta fight to get his castle back and beat the black gem. And the spritelings will build your castle back. That's it. That's literally the whole story. That's it.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Wario World is just, it's fun, but it's not one of those games that I would really recommend coming back to that often. It just feels too frustrating to get through. And those bosses are fucking weird.
Are you sick?
No, I just have a cough that won't go away. I was sick last week. I'm recovered.
You're sick.
I'm not sick. I just have a cough.
You're screaming when you're sick.
Oh my gosh, you're just like Zydrate. You're just lecturing me. Yes, Mom.
If you're still coughing, you're not,
Listen, if I stopped streaming because of this irritating cough, I would stop streaming for a month. I don't wish to do that.
Stop the stream whenever you cough and then just restart.
Oh god, could you imagine? Hit Zydrate 2.0.
Ayo.
Last night long after you went to bed, Zydrate just went into my chat. It was like midnight for me, so 6 a.m. for you, and she's like, Kouri, don't you have a stream tomorrow? Yes. Don't you need to go to bed? Yes, Mom. I'm 35 and I'm getting told what to do by my mod. I wonder if Griffin goes through this shit. Allergies because the summer ones will be coming soon. Yeah, I don't even know if I necessarily have allergies, but I just get this awful cough. It's just this cough.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Well,
I sneeze all the time in summer.
Yeah, the summer doesn't faze me, but the spring hits me pretty hard. I never had this problem before I moved up here, so it must be something about this god-awful weather. I need to go really north.
I feel that. After I moved, it just started. It was so weird.
Yeah.
The first year was fine, but the second year, I had no idea that I'm allergic to stuff.
Yeah. Allergies suck. Oh, the games. Right. I keep saying let's not get off topic here because I don't know how long this review will take, but we still have like all these games to go and we're only 2 hours in. So I just don't want this to be like a 7-hour tier list. I would rather us finish this, raid into you, and then I'm going to go and start playing Mario Maker 2 because I told Teddy I'd probably make levels for him to try out in Mario Maker.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, we play a lot of Parsec. You should join us sometime. But anyway, let me get back to the game. The games, plural. So, Vegas Stakes. Vegas Stakes, did you see that Vegas Stakes stream?
I don't
one,
think so.
That stream went so hard. Yeah, this is the Diamond Distributor stream, Jazz. It was a lot of... I really enjoy Vegas Stakes. It's just a fun little game to come to. I think it's more fun for me than Panel de Pon, but not more fun than Pikmin. Jesus got spooned. Yeah, we spooned Jesus.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Wait, big spoon or little spoon?
I guess, considering his size, I'd probably be the little spoon. So maybe I was spoon... Well, no, technically if I'm spooning him, I would be the big spoon. Jesus sometimes wants to be the little spoon, you know? Sometimes God just wants to be a little spoon. Mom was like, okay.
That's so silly. Where did you put it?
I put it in B tier. Because if I look at it from a gameplay perspective, sure, the game is a lot of fun. But ultimately, it doesn't have a lot going for it. It's just 5 games. You just play blackjack, slots, craps. I don't know how to play craps still. Roulette, and poker. That's it. It's just the same games.
Jazz agrees.
Jazz says S tier. He's saying S tier because we spooned God. So when you beat the game with 100... With
I mean,
10,
that's a valid argument.
I mean, when you get to $10 million, you basically get to be like, okay, what is your dream for the future? And then you type it in, and then the game reads it off. You will, whatever your dream was. And we all joked and said, what if we said that our dream was to spoon God? And the game at the very end after the credits says, you will spoon God. And I said, that's cinema. Masterclass. Absolute cinema right there.
That's so true. But that's a valid argument, though.
It is a valid argument. I just don't, I just, from a gameplay perspective, it just doesn't have a lot going for it. It's just kind of bare bones, because it's just a casino game. Vegas Stakes above Mario Sunshine and Tulip. I mean, personally, I like playing Vegas Stakes, but Sunshine frustrates me, and Tulip just has that awful Funny Bone Factory thing.
And Reciteer?
Reciteer, the early game is fun, but the late game, after you've finished paying off the debt, is just so frustrating and just so long. And then it becomes kind of like grindy as hell. That's also true. Yeah, see? That's also true. Panel de Pawn is just a fun little puzzle game. This is just really fun to play with somebody. And Vegas Stakes is just, it's just casino gambling. It's like, these are games that basically, it's like you play them, but either they're frustrating at times, especially Pikmin, or they just only have like a single player mode and nothing else to offer, especially Pikmin. But I do enjoy Pikmin, I just don't think that Pikmin is, more fun than like Rock of Ages or Sonic Heroes. But I would rather play Pikmin than like Sunshine, for example, because it would be less annoying to deal with.
Pikmin.
Pikmin. Pikmin.
We making Pikmin sounds up in here. We Pikmin up in here. Alright, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Momo. I'm sure you probably want to weigh on this yourself, don't you?
D. No.
D.
S.
You put in an S?
D because I suck in this game.
Well, I mean, it's like the definitive Mario Kart. It does everything the other Mario Karts does, except does it right, and it is honestly very peak. I mean, F tier.
Yeah,
there is no F. Jazz, what the fuck?
Z tier.
Like, Jazz starts adding more tiers. It's like, put it in L tier. Put it in Q tier. I'm like, what the hell is Q tier?
Yeah, why is there no L tier?
Well, I mean, there's no Kouri Ryusei video game. That's why.
Don't be so mean to yourself. No.
Oh, you really are turning into Zydrate 2.0. It's like, don't be mean to yourself. That's not allowed. Honestly,
have you ever seen Zydrate and me in the same room before?
Jazz.
Apart from chat.
Jazz. The Momoverse is expanding. Wait, but that means you're married to Griffin, and Griffin's in his 40s. So, have fun with that.
No, it was just a joke.
Yeah, that's just a joke. And Griffin's like, I don't know about this. My wife is now a foot shorter. I don't think I like that very much. I don't think Griffin would go for that. He likes his Amazonesses. He likes his big ladies. Why do you think he loves Ashley so much?
Everyone loves Ashley.
That's a fair point. But remember, did you see Dragon's Dogma? I don't think you saw Dogma last weekend, where we had to fight Griffin multiple times, and he kept going after.
Last week, no.
And then Ashley beat his ass, and I'm like, confirmed. Griffin's weakness is tall women. He's a flying type, and he's weak against. Griffin types are weak against giant lady types. So
crazy.
Very crazy. All right, now at least we can finally put something in D tier. Custom Robo. And the reason for that is because when I played this game, I'll be honest with you, I hated going through the story mode and going through the story mode a second time and having to fight every single NPC just to get through the story mode to unlock the stuff to be used with multiplayer, which since this is a local game, you can't even play with anybody. So you're forced to do like 20-something hours of single-player mode just to have fun with friends. And that's assuming you have any friends to play with. It is kind of messed up. And I just did not really enjoy playing through it, especially when we got to that one part where I had like a 20-minute dialogue session. Yes, did I tell you? I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah, I remember this.
20 minutes of nothing but dialogue and 3 checkpoints of save states. Because the game realized that it was taking so long to get through the lore dump that they actually had to put 3 checkpoints in there just to get you through it all. I could not stand that. So it was not fun to play through. I mean, it was fun at first, and then it just dragged on too long, you know? And it just did not feel like it was very stream fun. It just doesn't feel like a good stream it doesn't feel like it's stream worthy to me. But that was my take on that.
I understand.
It just when you play a game that's just, you know, forces you to just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again with a bunch of NPCs you really don't even care about for like 20-30 hours, all you can think of is this the last fight? Is this the last fight? Is this the last fight? No. Okay, well, the boss is in that room. Do we get to fight him? No. First you gotta fight like 4 guys who came out of a men's bathroom. And some of them didn't even wash their hands. So you know they definitely deserve to get their ass beat. And it's just, it was never like a never-ending boss run. And it was just so annoying. So, 0 for me. I like that. This deserves D tier. I don't often, maybe I'm too nice with games, but for me, I think Custom Robo deserves that D tier. It just does not hold well. It was not good for multiplayer. I mean, for multiplayer it's good, but you have to go through single player to do anything fun in multiplayer. So if for friends, this is a fun game to play, but on your own, I would not recommend it. It is not single player friendly at all. All right. Next up, we have Billy Hatcher. I don't know if you remember Billy.
Oh, I remember that. That one was silly.
It was a silly game with Billy, but I gotta be honest with you, it's a very frustrating game. And apparently I'm too lenient because I have nothing in D tier except Custom Robo. Buenos dias. Good morning. Yeah, Billy Hatcher is oh boy. This is not one of those games that I want to come back to that often. It's even more frustrating to play than Sunshine for me. And it doesn't have the blue coins, so I'm very disappointed. No blue coins. It does have egg. So there was egg, but I did not enjoy it as much. It was actually more frustrating for me than Mole Mania.
Only eggs, no balls.
Yeah, only eggs and no balls. Just large eggs. Like William Hatcherson and the very large ovum. That's it. That's the whole game. But, to me, this is either another D tier. Like, it's better than Custom Robo, but when I really look at it, it was just too damn frustrating to get anywhere in the game. And the game is fun, but at the same time, it's like, it's ridiculously hard. It's one of those games that comes across as being cutesy and childish, and then you play it, and it whoops your butt. Hard. And it just felt like going for a completionist was not worth it. I would never recommend completing this game. Just beat it. Just get 25 emblems, beat the boss, you're all done. Don't go for the other 35 emblems, it's not worth it. Also, I'm trying to get to the golf game because I know you have an opinion on that one too.
I have an opinion on a few games.
Well, stop me if I get to one that you like to talk about. Especially if we get to like, I'm trying to think of one. Twilight Princess, perhaps? Or Dragon's Dogma, and you'll be like, Ashley puts it in S tier, Kouri. Don't fuck with me.
That's like just one argument, but...
It's S for Ashley. Ashley. That's what we're going to call her. Well, we'll get to one game at a time. We're going chronologically. We're almost there. We're all the way up to Mario Land, and I think this was like a January game or February. I don't remember when I played this. I think it was January. So we're almost up to April or May. I guess April would be the ending because Klonoa was beaten just before the turn of the month. Yeah, we beat them on the 29th. So we're almost done with all the chronological stuff. Next is Mario Land 1. I know Griffin likes this game a lot. And I got ooh-wooed. You ooh-wooed me. You pet me. We still need to come back and play Monster Hunter World or Wild some more rather. Wilds. You and me.
Help.
We should do that like sometime this weekend or something. I'm free all Sunday after my stream.
Yeah, I need to check because I need to go outside tomorrow.
Momo's gotta touch grass. I understand.
I touch grass every day.
You hear that, chat? Momo actually has a life. Confirmed.
So sad.
Everybody else in the chat is like, what is it like to touch grass? Anyway.
Green.
Green. Very green. Very Luigi. See, Jazz has asked the same question.
It feels green. I don't know.
What? It feels green. That's a statement. 2025, Momo Pionia. It feels green. But yeah, Super Mario Land, I'll be honest with you, I think that 2 is the superior Mario Land. But I don't discredit Mario Land 1. Like, when I played this game, it was a lot of fun. It's just a simple little Mario Land game. To me, it's more fun than Wario World. And honestly, I would not mind coming back to this game every so often, like maybe higher than Panel de Pon, somewhere in a solid B tier. But I just don't think it's as fun as, like, you know, playing Rock of Ages or, you know, playing, like, Smash Ultimate. Like, it's a fun little game. I think it deserves a B placement. But I think that with, like, A, for example, for Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins is fair. I think this game is really well done. I actually like it. Actually, you know what? I kind of like it a little more than Link to the Past. I think that 2 built a lot off of 1. 1 was just a little bit too simple with, like, only having a few stages, only, like, having 16 levels, and 2 of them were just auto-scroller mission ship modes. But then 2 is like, okay, here's 30-something levels. It had 3 times as many stages. It was an open-world exploration thing. And it just had a lot of new power-ups, including the bunny power-up that lets you turn into a bunny. So you can be Bunny Mario. And then you can peon everywhere.
Peon.
Yeah, do you remember that time that Mario just said it's peoning time, then he peoned all over everybody in the game? Truly one of the moments of all time. Good morning, Gamer Pro. So, yeah. Good morning, Billy Hatcher's down here. It's just... Billy Hatcher is just
That's so rude.
Well, he likes Tulip
Wow.
more. Tulip is in a solid B tier. But, again, I just cannot put Billy Hatcher that much higher because of how frustrating it is and how janky the controls are. And with Billy Hatcher, it is easy for you to fall through things, even when it's a solid object. Like, you can fall through rails. And I'm like, why do you fall through rails with a big-ass egg? Like, remember that time you were trying to drink soup with a goddamn, like, spoon that had holes in the bottom of it? Yeah, no. That doesn't work. Alright, next is golf with your friends, Momo. Are you still here for this?
Balls.
Balls. Momo Pionia 2025. There you go, quote of the year right there. We don't need any more. We've ascended, we've reached peak. We're done. Where would you put golf with your friends? And be genuine about it.
Oh, I would if I'm mean, I would say B, but it's also funny because I could say B because balls. No, but genuinely I would say A.
Yeah, I think A sounds about right. Like it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's golf with your friends. That is literally all that it is. It doesn't try to be anything more than
different modes.
Tulip's over here on B tier. But yeah, golf with your friends is a lot of fun. I don't know where exactly I'd put it. Like, if I were to say as much fun as it is to play, I would probably rather play this game over maybe, like... I mean, I have a lot of fun playing with you. Is it more fun than Kirby 64? Probably a little bit, but I really enjoy Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie more, personally. Which I think you should also play one day. Banjo-Kazooie would be an easy little run game. You can beat that in like 2 streams.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube once.
Yeah.
It was very silly.
Yeah, Thionite played those and he beat both of them. Of course, we had to help him, but he completed both. And Tooie I would recommend if you have a turbo controller. Really good for ball jokes. It is very good for ball jokes. Unlimited ball jokes. Infinite ball jokes. Just the two of us slapping our balls around, right?
I love them balls.
Just don't let Hello Kitty's crush you near Eddie loves golf with your friends too. We'll really whoop you. Oh, really? He's gonna whoop us. We're the team of the greatest gremlin golf goobers ever. Oh boy, here's Pokemon Y, Momo. It's the Pokemon Y time. We're getting very close. We're already up into, I think this is February now.
Ooh.
With Goomy.
Ooh.
Bleh.
Where would you put it?
Well, when I look at the game, I thought about it, and it's like, you know, this is not my favorite Pokemon game by far. I don't think it was bad, but I know that a lot of people said it's too easy if you play with the XP share. I obviously didn't, and I suffered a lot for that because apparently the game was built. They should have just they should have balanced it more, and just did away with the XP share. But if I look at it, compared to some of the other games like Pokemon Emerald or Pokemon Platinum or something like that, I don't think it holds up as well as those. And I don't really care for the Mega Evolution. Just seemed gimmicky, and I just don't understand why people just gloss and glaze over it rather so much. I mean, personally, I think it's more fun than Reciteer, but honestly, I don't even think it's... Like, maybe Tulip's more fun than that for me. Like, I did not enjoy this game as much. I had more fun playing older Pokemon games. What?
My heart. No, I love that game one.
You said
I love like.
you said that Platinum was like your
Pokemon
childhood.
games. Yeah, Platinum was my childhood, but I loved Y. I played X and Y and then Y again. I was obsessed.
I just found like it was just very simplified, but also at the same time, I just didn't really get into it. And it's just
Fashion.
What?
The fashion.
But again, I'm not a fashionable person.
Yeah,
That's you in numbers. You're the fashionable people. That's why you guys voted for this, and I didn't, because, well, I didn't vote for any of them, actually. I just let everybody else just duke it out, and I was like, fine, I'll just play whatever everybody votes. I mean, we'll play another Pokemon game soon.
Was good.
But when you put the fashion, I do like that you could customize your outfits. That was the first Pokemon game that did that, if my memory serves.
Yeah, that's why. That's like really cool. Like there's a bit more personality to your own trainer.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think
even if you just do the hairstyles.
Yeah.
Even just that.
But at the same time, there's no purple hair. That's minus points.
L tier.
L tier. Yeah, L tier. No purple.
L tier.
No purple. L tier. But I did have a lot of fun with it. I mean, if I didn't enjoy the game itself, I wouldn't stream it, and I wouldn't finish it. But evidently, everything here has been finished, including Custom Robo, and that still made this list somehow. So, I mean, at least you can rest knowing that Pokemon Y is a much better game than these down here. But I really just, if I had to choose, it's like, if I had like Emerald, for example, or like, you know, Pokemon Crystal, they'd probably be an A and, they'd probably be an A and S, but, you know, I just, with Pokemon Y, I felt like, you know, I didn't enjoy it as much. It just did not really hold my attention as well. I can't get into the newer Pokemon games as well. And maybe I'm just getting old. But this is my tier list, so that's why it's put there, because I'm just getting old. I thought you'd remark on my age.
No.
No. Don't worry, Momo. In 10 years or so, or 5,000 years, or 6,000 years, or however old I am, you'll be to where I am. Like, whenever it takes, however long it takes for you.
6,000.
Yeah, 6,000 years.
Yeah, 6,000 sounds like a great number.
Yeah, 6,000 years you'll be my age. And then Yuki will be able to date. Anyway.
Oh, poor Yuki.
Poor Yuki.
Poor Yuki.
It's like, when can I date, Dad? When you're my age. If you're not bringing any weird boys home.
So silly.
Alrighty, who's next? Super Paper Mario. Ah, Super Paper Mario. I know Pitch likes this game. This is his favorite, but I gotta be honest with you. Super Paper Mario is not my favorite Mario game by far. Like, I like it more than Wario World, but I think Pokemon Y is more fun than Super Paper Mario any day of the week. Yuki's character development phase. Yes, exactly. But I'll be honest with you, Super does not hold my attention. Yes, it's a Paper Mario game. No, it's not on the same level as these juggernauts up here. Putting this in C tier or B tier, I'm fine with that. Putting that in S tier, that's sacrilege. It's not my favorite Paper Mario game. It just did too many things wrong. The characters were enjoyable, but emo Yuki win. Maybe one day. Maybe when Yuki can take on her dragon form, can take on a human form. Why are you typing that out? Aren't you in the chat?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just can't get behind Super Paper Mario's gameplay. The gameplay is also a selling point for me at a lot of these. And Super just took away all the RPG elements and just said, here, stomp on things. Yeah, but I could just play like the Mario Brothers games if I want to do that. Or Mario Brothers Wii U or something like that. I don't want to play Super Paper Mario and have the Paper Mario stuff stripped from it. Didn't you see some of the Super Paper Mario stuff?
I saw a bit, yeah.
And you noticed that it was no longer RPG, but it was more like jump on the enemies and then level up that way? That does not sound as good to me as the first two, by a long shot. Like, you can probably at least agree with me when I say that Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door belong in S.
Yeah, they belong in S.
But when I look at Super, I can't say that this belongs up there with these two guys. Not even close. Like, yeah.
Not every Paper Mario has to be peak, you know.
I know, but as long as you don't play Sticker Star, you'll be fine. Don't ever play Sticker Star. That is the dark, shadowy place, Momo. You must never go there.
Okay.
Sticker Star belongs below Custom Robo. It is the
double L tier.
It is super triple S or super triple L tier, sorry. Like, it is so L that it is basically the state of Illinois. It's got so much L in it. Didn't you know Momo has a twin sister? Momo, is this true? You have a twin sister?
I don't talk without my lawyer.
Without my lawyer? Super Paper Mario below Vegas Stakes. Well, Jazz, I mean, I'm not Pitch. Pitch loves his platformers. I like platformers. I don't love them as much as Pitch Horsa. I'm an RPG guy like Momo. That's why the top 4 here are all RPGs. Look at this. RPGs. And that's why tier lists are very subjective. I know, no worries. Yeah, Jazz is just trying to fucking just have a go. Jazz is just having fun. Alright, Superstar Saga. This is a great fucking platformer RPG. Now this is what Super Paper Mario wishes it could be like, because this is how you do Super Paper Mario. This should have been Super Paper Mario. But for me, honestly, I think this game is really fun. I think Bowser's Inside Story is better, but I haven't played that one yet. But this is a fun, easy little game. Definitely deserves at least A tier. I mean, maybe S, but honestly, I think at least high A. It's a lot of fun. Definitely up here. I don't know if I'd place it higher than Golf with Momo, but definitely one of the high A ranks at least. This is a lot of fun to play. And every character is so silly, including Prince Flashbang Peasley. Very good character. I wish I knew what kind of game player I am. I love Superstar Saga, but I'm still stuck in it. Where are you stuck exactly? Anyway, what do you think, Momo? Where would you play Superstar Saga?
Yeah, I would say A is good. It's a good placement, honestly.
Superstar Bob Saget. Kind of wish Teddy was here to join us. Teddy would definitely give his 2 cents. He'd be like, actually, Kouri, Superstar Saga is definitely an S tier. What the fuck? Chocola Woods? Oh, Chocola Woods. Did you, have you already beaten up the, well, you can also watch my videos to find out where to go, because I covered the whole game. But, yeah, I don't know if you're talking about Chocola Woods when you have to, first get the cola, or if you're going back the second time for the Bean Star pieces. Because you have to go twice. Anyway, I'm going to move on to Spooky Elevator while Numbers points that out. Scary elevator game that I don't think Momo was here for because it was past her bedtime. Yeah, I don't think you saw
Wow.
Well, we streamed it like 8 o'clock Eastern, so it was like, what, 2 in the morning? Yeah, it was really late for you. But yeah. Ooh, is this Catherine music? Catherine music's playing in the background. Nice. But Kletka's a lot of fun. I think it has a lot to go off of. I don't think it deserves A tier, but maybe at least like high C, low B. I think that, you know, judging it in the future when it has more content is fine. But honestly, it's a good roguelike game. So I'm glad that we played it. If I were to place this as far as like enjoyment, I enjoy it more than some of these. I would probably have to put it like maybe just below Power Wash. Like, I enjoyed this game a lot, but I didn't enjoy it more than Power Wash. Like, Power Wash is just fun to turn your brain off to. Just clean shit and talk to people in chat. We could do Power Wash if you had a copy. The first time, the Bandit Boss in the Reserve is where I'm stuck. Oh, Poplin Rookie. Wow, that's really early in the game. But yeah, Numbers, I don't want to sit here and explain all the steps because that would take too long. You could just watch my video. I think it's part 1 where I get through that, or part 2. It's whichever one has the thumbnail of those dudes in the Chocola place, and that can get you everything you need to know and how to beat the game. That's why I upload the VODs in case people want to see how to play the game, because it's faster than trying to explain it here. Also, we're going very quickly in time. I was expecting a little bit more controversy or at least discussion, but here we are 2.5 hours in and I've still only got like 9 games left to go over. So here we are in the 40s. Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Yikes. I don't think this is necessarily the most fun game to play, but it does have Flora and she wears glasses, Momo.
Wow.
Wah. But when I look at it from a gameplay perspective, I gotta be honest with you, it is not my favorite to play, and I think the quality and the gameplay is kind of boring. It's like Stardew Valley, but you take away the mines, and you take away the desert, and you take away the island, and you just strip all of the combat elements out, and just, there you go. This is what Harvest Moon is, after all. You can find all the help you need? Good. But yeah, that would be the best place to look for anyone who wants to see how to play games. It's like, Kouri, how do you play Pikmin 2 like you do? I turn my brain off, and then I glitch through walls, and then I get accused of hacks. Right? Tell me I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz will confirm in 5 seconds. He'll be like, yeah, Kouri was right. But yeah, for me, it's like Story of Seasons is fine. It's a good remake, but in terms of like, you know, gameplay-wise, it doesn't really hold people's attention. This is just a game that just doesn't feel like it's very good to stream. I'm streaming it so that I can finally say that I've beaten the story mode of it, which is like 6 chapters. I'm still in chapter 1. It's so fucking long. But at the same time, it's like, you know, Stardew Valley just does everything that the Story of Seasons Harvest Moon games wishes it could do. This is a fine remake. It's just not compelling enough to really be interesting. Like, I would not want to stream this for 6 hours like I would with Golf with Your Friends, for example. I could play Golf with Your Friends with you for like 7 hours straight, easy. But this one, 7 hours of Story of Seasons, I can't even do half that. It is rough to get through. Like, a single stream of this is basically on like the back burner. I will do a Paper Mario randomizer and play Phantasy Star long before I play Story of Seasons, but I do want to beat this game. So I'm torn. But it's just, it doesn't hold your attention, you know? It's not very... You just go through, you water your crops, you talk to your animals, you rizz up the local girl down the street that you want to romance, and that's it. There's like nothing else. It just lacks a lot of variety with things to do.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes it's nice doing just that stuff. I don't know. I like that sort of games.
I mean, yeah, it is nice. It's just that, you know, compared to a lot of these other games, I mean, if you wanted to play one of these and stream one of these, would this one really be high up on your list, like Paper Mario, for example? Or even like, you know, Kirby 64 or Mario Land 2? It probably wouldn't be as high on your priority list to stream this game, would it?
High on priority, but probably high on enjoyment.
It probably is high on enjoyment, but, you know, it just doesn't... I just don't really... I'm going to beat it on stream, that's for sure. It's just that this is not a kind of game that I want to come back to, like, on a schedule, like I did with the other games.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, I don't want to wake up on a Sunday morning and say, oh my god, I gotta play Story of Seasons. Can I just skip this weekend and not stream? I don't want to do it today. I don't want to be like that.
Nah, you gotta wake up like, oh yeah, another day of Story of Seasons.
Yeah, exactly. I want to wake up with that kind of energy. I want to wake up and be like, yeah, Momo and I are going to play golf. Fuck yeah, we're going to make ball jokes and slap balls around with balls. I love them balls.
Are you sure you're not the one character in Persona 4?
I swear that I am not him.
You low-key are him.
I'm not Ko. I am not Koichi Joe at all. But
well,
and Momo is just like I call you Haru Okamura. You're gonna try and find cases to just compare me to him. It's like
yes.
This is my pansona. Momo's got her pansona with Haru Okamura. This is my pansona, apparently. Yeah, you gotta play through to do this month as well. Yeah, Numbers is all about the Yu-Gi-Oh! And fashion games. And the Barbie platformers too. Which look a lot like Crash Bandicoot games, if you ask me.
Ooh.
Alright, Donkey Kong Country. This is around the time that I stopped doing highlight videos. Donkey Kong Country. I'll be honest with you, it's not my favorite of the three. Donkey Kong Countries 2 and 3 will always be superior, but this was a fun game to stream. Do I like this more than like Mario World, for example? Honestly, kind of. Like, if I had to put out enjoyment, it would probably be like around here. Like, I really enjoyed Donkey Kong Country. I think it's a great game. It's just fun to just play for 4 hours and just beat it. But at the same time, it's like there aren't any. You don't have any way of deciding to knowing very well mid game how many bonus rooms you've gone through. It was like the earliest installment, so it's missing a lot of things that make it shine really. It's kind of like trying to think of a comparison that will work here. I mean, I want to say Paper Mario vs. Thousand Year Door being the sequel that's improved on it, but Donkey Kong Country is not quite Paper Mario levels of good. That's why it's an A and not S. Gosh, I'm trying to think of an example that you might get. It's like the beta mode, and it's just missing some things that were just brought back in future installments that just made it better, is what I'm trying to say. Power Wash at the top, everything else on A. Bunny, what the hell? Well, I did my job. Bunny.
Bunny!
Yeah, Bunny's here. She went to bed early. Disney Princess Dress Up 1 and 2. Oh yeah, Disney Princess Dress Up 1 and 2. I did say fashion games, so technically I was right. Lady voice. It's Momo Bunny. Remember we opened the... I said I was going to open up the Discord for everybody who's a VIP and mod to join? What?
Who else should I be? Bunny! My heart!
And Bunny's over here thinking that I just do a really good female voice. It's like, damn, you sound a lot like Momo. How did you pull that voice off? I didn't. I was terrified Yuki was speaking now.
Yo, that would be wild.
Yeah, she's only 4 months old. Can you imagine her speaking? It's like, what's her first word? Okay. Her first word would be, okay.
Okay.
Some parents would be like, please say dad or mom. Okay. Momo for Yuki's voice. Momo can be Yuki's voice. Echoes of Wisdom that low? Damn, that bad? I just didn't... Also, high pitch. Well, I didn't hear anybody else arguing against it. Did you have a case for it? It's just that, for me, Echoes of Wisdom just... it just didn't feel... It felt like there was a combination of Link's Awakening, and it felt like also a combination of Skyward Sword, but it was just a lot of tutorial stuff like that. You didn't play it yet? Oh, you haven't gotten to that one yet. Oh, yeah, that's the very end of the road for you with the Zelda Mania. I mean, personally, I just didn't like it as much as, say, for example, like Ocarina was a lot of fun for a first playthrough, and so was Link to the Past. But Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, it had a lot of things going for it, but it just felt like it was just lacking a lot in terms of, like, difficulty, and it was just really easy to cheese things, and it just made... You could steamroll stuff, and they tease you with the open world aspect, but then you still have to go through, like, go to this dungeon next kind of feeling. It's like, don't make it so open world and then just make it linear. That kind of contradicts itself, honestly. Fast and aesthetic trend, dolled up with some pink. Momo, you got quiet again. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if anybody else had anything else. I'll convince Kouri for next April Fools. Convince me for what? Oh, skill issue.
Not tell him.
Oh, okay. Rude.
For what Jazz said.
About Yuki's voice? Yeah. Super Paper Mario is a surprise, but I can see it. It is a little bit of a hit or miss. Yeah, I mean, it's not that C tier is bad. It's just that these are games that I look at and I say, okay, this is fun to play through, but honestly, compared to, like, you know, some of these other titles, it's rough for me to say that I like Super Paper Mario more than Banjo-Kazooie or, like, Paper Mario, for example. Plus, if I were to have it my way, it would probably be like all S, A, and B, and then C and D would just not even exist. I have to be a little bit more objective about it if I look at it without nostalgia blinders. It's like, listen, Super Paper Mario, I think you're fun, but, you know, it is a hit and miss. At least Sticker Star isn't up here. Sticker Star wouldn't even make the list. Color Splash would sooner make the list. Momo, don't ever play those. Well, I don't know if Color Splash is as bad, but Sticker Star is like the most atrocious thing. It's a sin against Paper Mario. Sticker Star is not real. You hear that, Momo? Don't touch it.
What? What's game? It doesn't exist. You're talking about something that doesn't exist.
There you go, Pitch. Good job. Dark Eden has skill issues too. Skill issues. Alright, Momo, it's Twilight Princess time. And now Pitch is just in time for... It's like Pitch shows up just in the right perfect time for Twilight Princess. Color Splash is slightly better, but has a lot of problems. And then they try to get it right with Origami King. which I haven't played that one yet, but I've heard it's a lot better. I'm still more into Bug Fables camp though. Give me an old school Paper Mario. I'll be a purist till I die. But Twilight Princess is next. Okay, first of all, Midna's best girl in that game. Like, the Zelda is kind of bland. She looks good, but she's got a really boring personality to me. But Midna? Nice. But from the gameplay perspective, you know, Twilight Princess is a lot of fun. I don't really care much for the Spirit Bead orb things. Like, going through and trying to get all those was kind of annoying. Just a really tedious side quest at times, especially the Lake Hylia section of it. That was annoying. Origami is better than the other two, but just the fact they refuse to let go is enough for me. Yeah. I haven't played Origami. Momo, I feel like if you play Origami after Thousand Year Door and go in there expecting it to be a good sequel to Thousand Year Door, you might be a little bit disappointed, to say the least.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm focusing on Thousand Year Doors first, and then we'll see.
Yeah, your stream is coming up in another 20-ish minutes.
I need to get ready soon, but I can stay for a bit more.
Okay. Well, for me, with Twilight Princess, you know, obviously, Midna is like pretty much like the definitive everyone's favorite companion. I like how gritty it is. It's basically like Majora's Mask in a new platform. The worst of Twilight is slow start, no way of skipping day to night. Yeah, Pitch is right about that. It is kind of irritating, especially if you're going for the bugs for Agatha. Also, the fact that the old version for the GameCube, which we're reviewing the GameCube specifically, I'm only reviewing the platforms that I played these on. And the fact that you did not have any wallet upgrades until you collected all the golden bugs was really bullshit. Locking me at only 600 rupees for pretty much the entire game. That was dumb. But at the same time, I think that the variety of the dungeons, the cool boss fights, the Beyblade, the double claw shot, all the weapons are pretty cool. While it was improved on the HD edition at least. Yep, but this is the, we're talking about the raw GameCube, the OG experience. And I gotta be honest with you, maybe a good B tier, maybe even an A tier. Like, I don't think it's better than A Link to the Past because of the slow start. But it's definitely a lot of fun for me. I would probably even say it's around Okami, but again, Okami, like I said a while ago, there's too much padding with the too many bosses, and Pitch and I both discussed this. Okami drags on too long. At least with Zelda, it's like you collect the 4 mirror pieces, and then you know you have to fight Zant, and then you have to fight Ganondorf, and that's it. It doesn't drag on and say, oh, first you fight Orochi, now you fight the Ninetales, now you fight these clock birds, now you fight Yami, and you fight all the other bosses in a Capcom boss gauntlet. Vanilla 1 is not better than SNES, we agree. Yeah, no. I mean, I think Twilight Princess is a good game, and it's very, very cinematic. But no, it doesn't hold a candle to like Ocarina of Time or Link to the Past. So I don't think it's quite on that level. But it would get more points if it had a faster start and if it took out those spirit collecting things. Maybe it would even be higher A tier, but I can't see anything higher than this. It's more fun for me than Okami, but Okami would get more points if I didn't have to fight Orochi 3 times in the game. That was annoying. Momo, you're up.
Ashley.
You know, somehow I felt like you were just going to say that. You know, it's like, screw whatever the hell Kouri was talking about. I want to get to Ashley now. All right, Momo, go ahead. HD 1 I'd put in high A tier. The fixes did help. Yeah. But again, we're just looking at the base 1 Pitch. We're looking at all of the genuine... Well, like, if I played a GameCube version of this, we're only looking at the GameCube version of this. Because I have not streamed the other versions. So I can't consider HD. Ashley. Even Jazz is saying it. Alright, now where would you put this, Mrs. Smarty Pants? And not just because S for Ashley.
Oh, if you write down Ashley, it starts with an A, not an S. But I don't know, S tier or high A tier, I would say.
Not just because of Ashley?
It's very silly. Not just Ashley, it's like very silly. I remember like the very first streams. It was really funny. The first sacrifice was
just throwing the bunny off.
Especially hilarious. Yeah, it was.
let's not forget
it
Bunny.
Was so good.
Let's not forget when Bunny clipped Ledge Man. And the guy just kept pathfinding down the ledge and climbing back up the ledge over and over again in like a relay.
Like
I mean, it's got that
it's really
PS3
fun.
jank because it was a PS3 release title.
Mhm.
So, you know, it was obviously very fun. I mean,
That makes it special.
graphically, obviously, it has not aged very well at all. But it was like, this game is over 10 years old. So, it's kind of justified. The opening song, though, at least with the original, I mean, this is Dark Arisen. I had to port that back in, but patching it is not too hard. But that opening song in the title screen is fucking fire. You cannot deny that.
Yeah, that's peak.
It is a peak song. You get to create your pawns. We haven't even finished the game yet, so it almost seems like I can't really review this too much in depth, because if I do that, I'm going to spoil things for everybody who hasn't seen the rest of the game yet. But,
yeah, but you could like, say how you feel right now about it.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
pennywise.
we did fight Griffin. Well, not Griffin in chat, but, you know, the Griffin. We fought that Griffin who kept coming back and trying to fuck me up like 3 times last weekend. And the boss fights are quite theatrical. I haven't even shown you guys the DLC yet, so you haven't even seen but like half the game so far. So we still have to fight the dragon, and that's a very climactic fight. And then after that, we're gonna go to Bitter Black Isle, and then you're gonna see some real fucking Dark Souls level shit. And then after that, we're gonna see some more fucked up shit with like a Terraria equivalent after you beat the Wall of Flesh. So the game's about to get really fucking heavy. So that considered, I think this is a really fun RPG. It's mostly about the memes, like there's Masterwork Saw, you can't go wrong guy. So I think it's a lot of fun. I actually enjoy playing it more than some of these other games. But I gotta say, I enjoy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe more, and Pikmin 2 more than that, and these 4 are untouchable. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure that we're not gonna get higher than this. This is my fucking pinnacle of the mountain right here. These 4 are like kings of the mountain. I do remember asking for a lot of clip stuff while writing my friend Days DXC on this channel. Or watching. Gotcha. How about that, Momo? Like, I think for me it's more fun than Ocarina or Final Fantasy IX. But I don't think, for me to play it, I don't enjoy playing it more than like Pikmin 2, for example. Paper Mario goated. Paper Mario will not move. This game is, these 2 games stay here. I don't even think
they have to stay.
they will not
They're
move.
so good.
All right, Kirby's Adventure is next. The one that I streamed in a one-off stream. Mario Kart 8 deserves to be in that spot. Mario Kart, I'm pretty sure that we can safely say, if I'm looking at this list, I don't think that these top 6 are going to move at all. I'm pretty sure that's going to be consistently the same. But then again, Yoshi's Island is here, and Yoshi's Island is pretty peak. Now, Kirby's Adventure is next. I had a lot of fun with Kirby's Adventure, but I'll be honest, very cryptic at times, trying to find some of the shortcuts and secret areas to 100% the game. Would be a lot easier to beat this game if I didn't go for 100%, but trying to 100% it, I don't know how they expect you to know this shit. This is like, go find Nintendo Power copies to beat this game kind of thing for 100%. But I think it's a good game. Playing it for the first time, I gotta say, it was a lot more fun. One of the best NES games, but it's just a good game on the big picture. Yeah, it's just a good game. It really is a good game. Like, I don't think it's like Banjo-Kazooie Tooie fun for me, but probably like, I don't know if I could say it's more fun than Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins. This one's just fun to just turn your brain off until you get to Wario's Castle, then you actually have to lock in. But Kirby's Adventure just has a little too much cryptic stuff. It suffers like that with Donkey Kong Country. They're good to beat, but going for 100%, you're going to need to look up what to do. Because we completed both of these games, and it was not that much fun having to look up where to go to get those last few bonus rooms for Donkey Kong Country. Actually, I think I like Donkey Kong Country slightly more than Kirbo. Maybe more than Link to the Past? I think it's... I think that's a better spot for it right there. Like, it's not as fun for me as A Link to the Past, but it's a little more fun to play than Mario World because it's a new adventure and a new experience. It's just more fun to platform in Kirby's Adventure. Alright, now for one of my favorites of all time. Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. I love this fucking game. I'm sorry?
I gotta go.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's like 15 minutes. I need a bit.
That's okay. I
But
probably
you
won't be
can
much...
do it. You're on the last
4.
4.
Yeah, we'll wrap this up, and then I'll go see you and watch you play. It wasn't going to be today wasn't going to be a very long stream. I didn't want to make this a long stream. It's just an anniversary stream for me. It's a full year I've gone through streaming.
I'm so proud of you.
Yep.
Congratulations.
And we've got more years to go because I got so many fucking games downstairs. You've seen my game collection. It's going to be a while for me to get through all of those.
Real.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit. But yeah, go ahead and go off to your 1,000-year door stream.
Care.
I'll see you soon. I'm going to raid your butt.
Fun. Yes, we're pirates. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the pirates chapter. Don't make fun of me. I can't roll my R's. Alright, Momo left. It's just me. All in the chat by my lonesome again. Alright. So, Yoshi's Island. This is definitely one of my favorite games growing up with. Now with Yoshi's Island though, looking back, sure, World 5 Extra with Kamek's Revenge is kind of a bullshit level. But the game still holds up really well in terms of entertainment value. I mean, good lord, I had so much fun playing this one. I'd even say this is more fun for me than Banjo-Kazooie or Tooie. I would probably put it in S tier. Like, I don't know if I put it above Final Fantasy IX and Ocarina of Time just because of the fact that, well, I mean, I enjoy it more, personally. And it is my tier list, so, you know. But the thing is the fact that it's just a really simple game with a lot of entertainment value behind it, a lot of replayability. And I just really enjoy the fact that you get to go through, and I mean, even if you try to 100% the game, it's challenging, but it's not like bullshit levels. I didn't even need to look up a guide to beat the levels. It was just, it never felt like it was too cryptic or anything nonsensical like that. But it was also just so much fun to play. The music is also really good, and the controls do not feel irritating in any way whatsoever. You don't have to worry about any cryptic nonsense. You know exactly how the score system is based. It doesn't have bonus rooms that are hidden or anything like that. It just feels like it's so complete. It doesn't feel like it's lacking in anything. And then they just came out and made a bunch of DS versions and kazoo music. And it's like, nah, I'll stick to the Super Nintendo version. Thank you very much, sir. This is the Yoshi's Island to play. Let's just leave it at that. It feels so good. It's just a good Mario game, solid entry, goated ass game. Almost as good as Paper Mario, but not quite. It's got a ways to go to get up to fucking Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn up here. But still, I really do enjoy playing Yoshi's Island, and I will definitely want to play that again someday, very soon. Love that game a lot. Now for Monster Hunter Wilds. We've only just beaten the story mode. And I'm only now at the high rank, which I still need to play with Teddy, wherever Teddy may be. I don't even know where he is today. Yeah, as it stands right now, I am enjoying this game a lot. Audio issues aside that we've been having, I still need to get with Teddy to see how to fix that. But no, this game is fun. It's got Alma, which is always a plus. There's never really been a Monster Hunter game, mainline Monster Hunter game that I did not like. Just the handler. But she's not the game. She's just the handler. I'm still waiting more updates to fix the game a little. I mean, I'm playing it, but I'm playing it really slow pitch. So I'm just, you know, by the time I get to the rest of high rank, we'll probably be in like the summertime or the autumn. And then we'll probably get through a couple more updates. I'm just pacing really slowly. That way I can, you know, enjoy it a little more. You know, slow and steady. So I don't burn out. Because some of these people will pick up this game and they'll play it for like 1,000 hours. And it's like, well, we've done everything we can do. Let's go ahead and put this game on the shelf for another month and a half. And I'm just taking it slow so we don't run into that issue later. But I'm enjoying the game a lot. It's a lot of fun. But I am playing the console version. I have the PS5 console version. So I don't know. I can't speak on behalf of the Steam copy. So I don't know if the Steam version's more buggy or something like that. But I'm enjoying it. And it was fun to play with Teddy. Fun to play with Momo. And Bunny was there too, playing with us. Although she wasn't in the call, but she was there playing with us. With her DACA, with her bullets. Loading whole rounds into the goddamn monster's face. And basically carrying the team on her fucking back. But yeah, we have a lot of fun playing Monster Hunter. No fun to play, I was just there. No, you were fun to play with, Bunny. It's just that you weren't in the Discord calls, so, you know, Teddy was kind of eclipsing you as far as discussions were concerned. And you taught me how to use the no balls thing for Momo, which I taught her how to do that off stream, so now she knows how to do it. Bunny is teaching us how to play. She's teaching us the pro strats. So Bunny is carrying so hard. But I really enjoy playing this game with you guys, you, Teddy, and Momo. And I wish we could get all three of us in one lobby together. That would be hype. As far as entertainment value goes, Monster Hunter, I'm sadly going to have to say that I'm very biased with this. I enjoy this game a lot. I probably even enjoy it more than most of these other games. Do I enjoy it more than Pikmin 2? Honestly, maybe a little bit more. More than Phantasy Star? Let's not get too crazy. Like, I think that this is probably like the one kind of franchise that I've never had any problems with that always sticks by me. And I know that when they update the game with more releases for the PS5 version, it's only going to go even higher with entertainment value. But yeah, it's more fun with friends. Bunny's right. It's okay. You don't have to worry about talking or not. And Bunny play. No, it's fine. You know I'm joking. I know you're not really into talking. I mean, I'd also like to play with Pitch if he's down, but you know, I don't know what Pitch's days and schedules look like, and he doesn't have the game yet since he said he's waiting on it. So, but no, I mean, for me, this game is just all Monster Hunters are pretty much very good. I mean, Capcom does not miss since they're not doing Mega Man anymore, unfortunately. But oh, you do have the game. Oh, I thought when you said you're still waiting for more updates, I thought you meant that you were waiting to get the game with more updates. Oh, you played 5 hours. Oh, well, you can always hit me up, and I would definitely, if you hit any of us up here, I mean, Bunny's got a lot of time into it, and we're all pretty far ahead, and we're done with, you know, low rank if you ever want to hunt with friends. You can always hit me up. Hell, I'll DM you my fucking friend code if you want. But, because it is cross-platform, Pitch, you can play with console players, too. Bunny has a PC version, she play with me just fine. And Momo's also got PC, so we can all play together. Alright. Let's go reroll. Katamari Damacy. Just like Monster Hunter, I've never met a Katamari Damacy game yet that I did not like, unless of course there is one and I just haven't played it. But reroll was a lot of fun. It's a good little one-off stream. Very fun to just turn your brain off and just roll things up into a ball. I mean, good lord, this thing's like Superstar Saga fun, to be honest. And I just have a lot of fun playing it. At the same time, I also think that with Katamari Damacy, with the original, I just sometimes wish there was more to it, which We Love Katamari and Katamari Forever definitely scratch that itch. Because the scale just goes so much more in, like, Katamari Forever when you can start rolling up the galaxy. And, We Love Katamari offered a lot more potential to it. Obviously, nobody likes the cow and the cow or the bull and the bear missions. Those suck ass. Definitely not worth it to go through and try to do those for, like, high scores. I mean, it's kind of like Yoshi's Island, where it's like, beat the game, but the rest of it's just high score mode. But it has collectibles at least, so I enjoy it. I mean, I kind of think it's like at least A rank. Definitely in the A rank, like solid. Maybe around Superstar Saga, maybe a little lower than that. Like, it's a lot of fun, but I don't think it really, like, chomps into S tier. Like, I think if you can get past Banjo-Kazooie, you pretty much automatically go into S tier. But I don't think that reroll is quite that level. Even with the upgraded graphics, I just think that it needs a little more content. It's just lacking a little bit. Yeah, We Love Katamari exists, and that one got a remake too. So when I do review We Love Katamari, that one will probably go up into S tier. Yeah, better in every way, exactly. I mean, this was admittedly the first one, but you're right, the sequel just had so much more to offer on that ground. Like, you know, you didn't have just the roll things up. Then it's like, okay, roll up the number of fireflies, build a snowball to a certain size, roll up an entire candy house. You know, it just had a lot more variety with the things to do with it. They played around a lot with the elements there, and it just worked so much better. Oh, and remember the one where you have to keep the ball of fire lit? So you couldn't let the ball of fire fall into the water or something like that? You had to keep it, you had to keep it burning? That was another thing in We Love Katamari, I believe. Alright, finally, the very last one, Klonoa, Door to Phantom Isle. Oh man, I feel like I've been talking for 3 hours about this stuff. Okay, so Klonoa, they were only talking about the PS1 Klonoa. We're not talking about the Wii version, we're not talking about Fantasy Reverie series on the Switch. I've only played the PS1 version. The original Klonoa, the very first Klonoa. And I'll be honest with you, the game is short. It's kind of like Kirby 64. It's just short. It's just easy to complete by rescuing everybody. Not a lot to it. This game we only played last week. It was a lot of fun. Klonoa is fucking adorable. The game has a very dark story twist halfway through, and then it just gets really depressing at the end. I came for the last 5 minutes of it, but it was good. It was a good game. And, yeah, it had a very twist ending for people who are not informed. I really enjoy Klonoa, but I feel like, for me, it's somewhere in, like, the Kirby 64 vein. Like, just like Kirby 64, it's a really qualitative platformer. I don't think it can go higher than Katamari, but as far as platformers are concerned, definitely up there with Kirby. Like, it just feels so polished. It has a lot of love behind the original. You know, Klonoa's heckin' cute. It's adorable. It's great. We got used for a sacrificial warrior, then yeeted back home. Yeah, then yeeted back home. Exactly. We went through all that trouble only to get sent to the goddamn Shadow Realm because Klonoa didn't belong there. It's sad. But you know what? It does count for something. And it does have a sequel. And one day I'd like to play the sequel, but I want to play the OG sequel. I don't think I want to do the Reverie one. Because any time I talk to somebody about Klonoa, they're like, if you're going to play it, play the original PS1 version. Because the new one just takes away all of the interface, and it just doesn't, you know, the heart isn't there. Like, it looks good, but it doesn't feel as wholesome and warm. So, but yeah, I don't know if anybody has any objections to the placement of things. Yeah, kind of simple when all is said and done. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, it's just like Kirby 64 in that regard. It's just a simple little game, easy to collect everything, just gotta save like 70 MacGuffins or so, and then just beat it. And then do the extra mission, which is the stupid Baloo's Tower, which I did in like 12 minutes and then just said, okay, we're done. But yeah, I didn't know if anybody else had any objections to this list. Are we gonna get any Phoenix Wrights in the chat being like, objection? I don't know. But ending at 3 hours seems kind of small. I wish Teddy was here. I would like to hit him up and see if he wanted to play some Monster Hunter after all. But I don't know where Teddy is. He probably went to bed. Probably sleeping off. Trying to see if Teddy is around. Because I wouldn't mind playing Monster Hunter. I mean, I do want to get more progress, and I've been itching to play more Monster Hunter since we finished story mode. And a 3-hour stream seems kind of small, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to go all damn day, because I know if I play Monster Hunter, it will be like 6 hours. And I don't want to stream until 7 o'clock tonight. Until Bunny goes to sleep. I said what I said at the beginning, GG. Yeah, I don't know about putting Power Wash in S and everything else in A, Bunny. But one thing's for sure, though, I really cannot, like, as far as I'm concerned, D tier justified for Custom Robo because of the fact that everything is just so, just hinges on single player mode. Billy Hatcher is just too rough around the edges and just, it's like Sonic Heroes, but it doesn't even have, like, the video game music charm that Sonic Heroes has. Sonic Heroes has a banging soundtrack because it is Sonic. This is basically its sadly overlooked cousin. And Story of Seasons just doesn't really make for a compellingly enjoyable gameplay for me. Kind of funny seeing Billy Hatcher down there, but I remember you hated some quests. Billy Hatcher is rough. I mean, Sonic Heroes is also equally rough, but again, Sonic Heroes has a saving throw of having memorable characters that continue to persist for an extra 20 years or so with games. It had a damn good soundtrack, and I feel like it got all the love that Billy Hatcher got siphoned out of it. If they gave the same kind of attention to the music and variety, see, there's fucking Egg Fleet right there in the songs playing in the background. And if they just put more time into the music and more time into the polishing of this game, I mean, maybe it would be higher, but, you know, Billy Hatcher is just so rough around shit, especially if you complete the game. It's awful. I mean, Sonic Heroes is awful to complete too, but at least, again, Sonic Heroes is just more enjoyable. You know, better theatrics, memorable characters, better music, even though it has Team Chaotix. But Billy Hatcher, it's like everything feels like it's Team Chaotix. And that just doesn't feel... it feels like they were trying to do a Mario and Sonic crossover game, where it's like... It felt like Mario Sunshine, but with none of the charm. But I feel like they should have given Billy Hatcher more love. But this game is just really frustration. Just genuine frustration. Some of those missions just get really bullshit. So, yeah. I didn't know if anybody else had another take on any of these games. I was expecting Pitch to be like, Kouri, put Super Paper Mario in B, at least. And let me go ahead and lay it down Y. Let me cook. It's like, okay, Pitch. But yeah, I was actually surprised that was I was expecting this to take a few more. This list is very Millennial Core. What do you mean Millennial Core? Yoshi's Island and Zelda Ocarina of Time are up here. Nah, it's fine. The game trolls you and people will hate that. Yeah, the game trolls pretty hard. Can't tell me Millennial Core. A lot of the Millennial type games are getting down here, actually. Like Wario World and Super. I mean, Phantasy Star Online is in the top S. Isn't that enough? Whoop. You got called old. I always get called old. What, Bunny? Is it finally sinking in? Hey, wait. I'm waiting. Or is it just that it's sinking in for you? Bunny. I'm also a millennial and I'm not old, right? I don't know. I don't know your age. I'm not assuming. Maybe someday I'll play the other Pikmin games. I only played the third one. 3 is good with all the extra game content. I mean, a lot of people say that 3 is the worst one because it's got such a short story mode. 3 is kind of like, it's like Pikmin 1, but, you know, if you're playing Deluxe mode, there's so much bonus content to do. And even without the Deluxe mode, regular 3 just has so much extra bonus content. I think 3 is better than Pikmin 1, but I still think 2 is the superior Pikmin. And 4 is just downright too easy. Ochi really breaks the game hard. But again, they're tier lists. They're subjective. Your tier list won't look anything like mine. Unless you're me. But then you wouldn't be me. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of A-tier ones. 1 second. Ah, there we go. Sorry, I was thirsty. Anyway, I have to drink. It's 3 hours of me running my fucking trap. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Because, I am trying to stall for time for Momo. So she better hurry up and not take, like, forever. My tier list would only have, like, 3 or 4 games on it. Imagine people started to play Rock of Ages again. I actually wish people would, but I can understand why they don't. Rock of Ages, again, most of it's story mode centric. Sure, it's got like the skee ball mode and you can play it and it's a good tower defense game, but they have like 2 sequels. So Rock of Ages 3 would probably just be like the whole fan base because it's like, who plays Splatoon 1 anymore? Or rather, who did play Splatoon 1 much in like 2023 when it was still online? Pikmin 1 is really short but replayable. Pikmin 1 is short and replayable. Keep in mind though, I am also reviewing, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm reviewing these based on the hardware that I played them. We're looking at Pikmin 1, in this case, GameCube version. So the reason it's in B tier is because I had to struggle with that AI. So when you compare like Pikmin 1 GameCube AI versus Pikmin 2 GameCube AI, yeah, Pikmin 1 is a good one. But if you're going to play Pikmin 1, I would probably recommend playing like the Switch version or something. Just because the AI is improved. Pikmin 1's AI is just so fucking abysmal to deal with. But, yeah. That's pretty much it. I was just trying to stall for time with Momo. I don't see her on, though. And, I'm not one to just let, you know, like... I'm not one to be late with my own streams. So, I don't know where she is exactly. When she's late, we're just going to go ahead and yell at her for being late. Until then, I guess we can just keep chatting, because technically I'm still in the right of it with the chat. So, yeah, I didn't know if anybody else had any other hot takes or games to discuss. But these are the 48 that we're discussing, and they're all placed here. Honestly, I was expecting this to take like 4 or 5 hours, just wasn't... I haven't played Skies of Arcadia since I was a teenager. I remember it being great. Skies of Arcadia is terrific. That's why it's in the top 3. Now she's online. Good job, Momo. Final comment. Those Paper Mario in S tier, I 100% agree. At least I got something right. If there's one thing I think was a good choice, it was putting Paper Mario up here. But I love it when I put Paper Mario down here in D tier as a joke, and then Momo immediately got on and said, "You son of a bitch. You better put that back." But yeah, that's pretty much it on my end. I really didn't have anything else. It was just going to be the tier list today. I could go and play, again, I could do some, Monster Hunter, but I don't want to keep streaming until like 7 o'clock tonight. 1000 Year is probably a top 20 game of all time for me. It's definitely in my top 5. These 4 are in the top 5. I can't say Monster Hunter Wilds is in my top 5, but if I said top 5, these would probably be 4 of the top 5 games for me of all time. The 5th one I haven't played on stream yet. That's why it's not here. So we've covered most of it, but not all of the top 5 are up here yet. One last game remains to play in that group. But Pikmin 2 is definitely up there in the top 20 for me. And probably Yoshi's Island. PSO is probably in the top for me. PSO is definitely in the top for me. I've got more hours in PSO than any other game in existence. But let's go ahead and move on to rating Momo, because I'm probably going to go ahead and go off. I know it's a short stream today. Tomorrow's going to be a regular Dogma stream, and then after that we're going to go ahead and get right back to whatever I'm doing Tuesday, which is Shadow of the Colossus. So let me just go ahead and bump it 1 second. Alright, perfect. Okay, hopefully that worked everything out. Let's go ahead and raid Momo Pionia, because she's playing Thousand Year Door. Since you're talking about Thousand Year Door, Pitch, she's playing it for the first time herself. So if you want more Thousand Year Door, and you want to see somebody try to go through it for the first time, Momo's playing it today. So that's a thing to enjoy. But yeah, tier list, yeah, learned things today. Well, I hope I did an okay job. Again, every tier list is different. It's just like every copy of Super Mario 64 is personalized. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and raid Momo. But she's playing Thousand Year Door, so hopefully everybody enjoys that. And she's currently in Chapter 5 right now, going through Keelhaul Key. Gonna go fuck up the Dark Eden, plus changing my playthrough this month. A Bug's Life PlayStation 1. Oh, I think Pitch has played Bug's Life PS1. Pitch knows a lot about platformers. And I think I've seen him play that one. Was that one of your childhood games, Pitch? I feel like I remember that. Anyway, I'm gonna get going on my end. So, yeah, don't let me keep you guys. But, you know, I'll be back tomorrow with more Dragon's Dogma and Ashley Love. And I'll see you guys then, and see you next adventure for Year 2.